Hello everybody, welcome back to Bellegarde. Goodbye. I'm your host, Mikey. I'm the host of the Component Cast today. Midge, as you can see here, is one of the many players today. We have a menagerie of murderous mysteries today. However, first of all, what are we playing? Well, we're playing Urban Jungle. Urban Jungle is a anthropomorphic noir-style role-play game. Basically, you can play in any time span from the 1910s to the 1950s or 60s. It also has a couple expansions. There's a sci-fi expansion. There's also a Call of Cthulhu kind of esque expansion. So, horrors from the deep kind of thing. So, both of those are available. This is a one-stop book for all your role-playing needs. So, if you buy this one book, which you can get on DriveThruRPG for about 50% off right now, you'll get this nice print-to-order hardback edition. There is also the fact that it is by Sanguine Productions, who have done Ironclaw as well, if you are familiar with their style. As for us, you can find out all of our shows on their individual podcast channels, so you can find them searching the show's title. Except for this show, you'll have to search for Component Cast specials to find the specials that I list in the show. You can find our Dungeons & Dragons show, the Eleanor Chronicles, our Urban Jungle show, the Kroger Nights, our Zweihander show, the Great Schism, our Elantra show, It's Just Business, and our specials including Late Dangerous Wines Result special, the Goodies for Gobbies for Moogle special, the House of Time, Midgeman special, and the Path of Ghosts special on the Podbean Player FM, Podchaser, Listen Notes, Bloom Play, Apple Podcasts, COD, Overcast, Podcast, Castro, Castbox, Podfriend, Podcast Addicts, Podcast Republics, and Good Pods apps. Shows released on YouTube and their podcast channels, 12 noon GMT, Friday for Alan Lore, Saturday for Lancer, and Sunday for our specials. Please remember to turn your or download your preferred app and be sure to leave a review and share it with your friends who are equally as nerdy. And please do us a favor. There is a Doris link down below where you can find all of our supporting options. So you can find our Patreon there. You can find our merch store there. You can also feel free to subscribe on the YouTube channel. You can subscribe here with your Amazon Prime if you happen to have one sitting in your inventory. Might as well use it, right? Use it or lose it. All those options are available to you. I think that's everything that we have to talk about. Oh, sorry, the music you're listening to, it's brought to you by Epidemic Sound. Licensed, I believe, as well, right? I should say that too, right, Midge? Yes, thank you, Midge. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up there, Mr. Smart Man. Well, that's all of our spiel for the start of this stream. We'll be back after our opener. Hello everybody, thank you and welcome back. I will give everyone just a quick catch up on what happened at the end of last stream, as there have been a request from the players to kind of go over all of everyone's notes and ask questions and see if they can corroborate a plan of action. So, last stream we had the untimely and gruely death of Benoît Lessoile, and the introduction of Midge's new character, Lyndon. There was some very expected and maybe slightly warranted suspicion of Lyndon, but after some investigation and some looking into some of the escapades around town, the killing of some more Pillar Gang members in the underhang of the city, and the founding and the discovery of a recently shut down still to be repacked and moved elsewhere in the city, the party has gathered in Jake's office, wondering what to do next. You guys take it away.
Okay. No one noticed this. Okay? Just making sure everyone was aware of it. No one noticed this, but Jake's been taking notes in a notebook. You know, like a real detective.
Uh-huh.
And so he starts going through basically all the things. So we've been running all over the city, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. I'm pretty sure no one here has any idea who did this, right?
No, sir.
Good, I'm so glad. So I think we missed a few things. Luckily, I've got I hand over my notes every day to a little rabbit down the hall who transcribes everything for me.
Your secretary.
No. I can't afford to pay someone.
You're super wealthy. You can afford to pay someone. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't have my own car.
This is true. You could have if you wanted, but you'd
I
also
could
never
have.
learn how to do
that
it.
Lucy has a car not because she's wealthy, but because she's bad with money.
This is true. Yeah, that's fair.
She spent too much money on that car, which meant she couldn't use her wealthy trait for the first session of the game because of how expensive it was. Dude, get down from there, bud.
Okay, so I think we need to take care of some stuff. Number one, we need to go to the Hall of Records and find out some more information about Wilbur, better known as the victim.
The first one that we got shot.
Who? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's seems like a long time ago.
To be fair, it has
Yeah.
been. It's been
It was
like
literally
2
2
months.
days ago, but that's
It's
not the
been-
point.
To be fair, it's been like 2 months in real life. This is session 7, so it's been like 6. It's been, what would that be? 7 weeks, at least. I don't think we missed a session, so it's been 7 weeks.
Yeah, this is 6.5 because we had a half session.
That's true. 6.5.
Yeah.
We haven't. I've put down here we've not actually questioned one suspect. We actually haven't questioned. Is it like 4 million people live in this city?
Less, I think, but probably about that.
Okay, so there's about like 3,999,906 people we haven't interviewed in this city. Could be people in this murder. The way our investigation is going right now. So
I mean, yeah, if you want to view it like that, I'm sure, the Zodiac killer we didn't catch them just because we didn't interview the 10 million people in the area.
I'm saying our
the
list of
city-
suspects has not shrunk that much
That's
over
true.
the last
In
2
the,
days / 2 months.
In the city that Bellegarde is based off of, there's about 400,000 people in this city right now.
Okay, so we're down to 300.
We narrowed it down by 10% of the 4
Yeah,
million.
we're down
that
from 4
originally-
million down to 400,000, so we've cut off 10% already. We cut down 90% of the potential people.
90%.
We're doing great.
That's impressive. We're doing well. All we have to do is change into a city that has less people in.
As far as we know, it's a middle-aged, average height white man in America, and that's all we know. So far. Could be anybody.
How do we know it's white man?
I'm just saying that's the equivalent.
How do we know it's male? Are you saying you have more information that you haven't handed over? Because as far
Average
as I know,
height,
the people
average
are
age,
shot.
mammal.
I was going to say. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
think it's a mammal.
Wait, you saying it's a mammal? How about gators? They're not mammals.
That could be
What
true.
about our parrot friend over here?
I'm just sitting here fucking
I'm a falcon.
grinning ear to fucking ear listening to you guys argue. It's so good. I understand why Roach does this now.
Yeah.
The euphoria.
Yeah. You're the mastermind behind the curtain.
We have to talk to Ollie as well and ask them if they've seen anything. I don't know who Ollie is. It's just written on my notes here.
It's Lucy's friends with benefit.
We spoke to him.
No, it's Lucy's benefit with legs.
Oh, God. Schultz was meeting clients
Well, yeah.
when this happened. We haven't actually had any information from them as to anything.
I'm planning on getting us an in with the pillar gang. So
Cool, because that's later on.
Yeah, we did ask Ollie questions because we had the whole beach episode where we were able to ask him things that we thought of, and there was.
That's right.
Sure,
Mitch
we
hasn't
know-
got there yet. He choked on his fucking food when he heard each episode.
Right, we had a whole beach episode. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
what anime romance are we doing?
I mean,
That
this
implies
was a-
romance.
Oh my god,
this
it's just
was
this big...
if this was
How
an
did that
anime
happen?
romance, if this was an actual anime romance, they wouldn't have even held hands at this point. Like, we'd be like 25 episodes in and they still
True.
wouldn't have each other's phone number. Let's be honest.
True.
Even though on the first step, never mind. But yeah, we've asked him. That's where we got the information about the shipping companies that brought the guns in, the shipment of guns, in which we know the gun that was used
That
for the
wasn't
murder.
Ollie.
That was because that was we got the information that 'cause
She's
he was-
literally just sat there and watched over the last 2 days the first 4 episodes.
Then what did we talk to him about? Because I'm pretty sure we talked to him about the shipping company, and that brought in something because we got information about the shipping companies. That was from him, right? That's where we got the lead from.
No, that was from the person who actually had the shipment of guns. They said where they had got the shipping company that had come in. That had
Yeah,
brought
and we
them.
we
And
talked to him. We figured
never
out it
talked
came
to
from
anyone
somewhere else.
from that company.
No, but we
about
know
those
that.
orders.
But we know that his father, his family's shipping business, is making inroads out to the west, where that shipping company brought in the guns from.
Yep, and we haven't asked any. We've confirmed that, but we haven't actually asked about that shipment specifically.
We good?
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, we're going over. This is how we do the process.
We need to find the cop that Wilbur was talking to before he died.
I think the silence says it all on that one.
I'm just
Really?
thinking.
He was talking to a
Yeah.
cop? Huh? I'm telling you, it's Jenny.
The voice of God dropped it in just before you were shot.
This is true. Yeah, if God has a voice, it's definitely an Irish accent.
That's why no one can understand it.
Indeed. That's why Midge almost choked on his food again.
Is that why the British formed the Church of England? Just to get away?
Yeah, probably.
Actually, that's true. They did. The royal family wanted to not have to answer to the Pope.
Indeed.
And get divorced.
And so
Yeah.
they created the Church of England, which has...
I was going for the non-factual route as they were trying to get away
No,
from the
you
Irish-sounding
do this
God.
all the time with the factual thing, so you're now going to listen to me. So it was so that Henry VIII could get divorced.
Yep.
And ta-da! Congratulations, I'm now the head of the church. Divorce is allowed.
Yay!
P.S. I don't have to answer to the Pope anymore. Go to war!
So the cop we have to talk to.
Yeah. We have to find out
Oh.
which cop it is.
Yep. Sounds like something PI should definitely be able to check out.
I'm starting to not trust Jenny. Then we've got William Miller gave Schultz a business card. He's a pillar worker, so we should contact him.
He's the one that.
I think he's a ginger cat.
No, he's an otter.
No, he's ginger
Otter.
cat because when I said William Pillar, Duke popped up.
Duke William Pillar.
I've been holding a sword all day. Duke hasn't been able to get in my lap, so he doesn't. He's making up for lost time.
We're going to ask questions to the 2 shipping companies. Get information about the prisoner suspect from the gang. Get a name of Muldoon Shiner who died. Find out who the what the silver wing and gold inlay means on the pin thing, and find out the names of the other victims. Then it says episode 5, which I'm guessing means that my my secretary hasn't had a chance to go through that particular notebook yet.
Hasn't gotten through that radio play yet. That's serial.
Exactly. Yeah.
He may have about 4 hours to get through yet. Well, 4 and then another 3 from today. But this is enough to do for now. So, Mr. Bullet, what should our priorities be?
The fuck are you asking me for? I just read out. I'm done for the day.
Well, I think that Miss Lucy should probably go and talk to the old brads, because she definitely has an in there. We should also go and see Mr. Everard.
Okay. You see Everard.
Okay.
Lucy, you do the Albrights. Because you have your
Alright.
in. Yeah?
Okay.
And I'll take our budgie friend and keep an eye on him. Don't trust him. And we're going to go to the Hall of Records and see if we can get any information on Wilbur, the first victim that we all forgot about. And then see if I can get the name of the cop who walked out with Wilbur before he died.
You see, Lucy's had such an exciting couple of days. She forgot somebody was even murdered.
And
Red, are these just your notes?
oh,
this
thank
is just
God, your eyes
notes
just
document?
moved. Mikey, stop just staring into space. Dear God, it was like I thought you'd frozen then.
What? What? No, I mean.
Roach, this is the Google Doc that I put into Tuesday Crew.
No, I know that. I'm saying, is this just your normal notes document that you normally take, or did you specifically put this on here for us? 'Cause I was gonna say this is really well.
If I'm stuck on something, then I rewatch and I go deeper. I did that with Trakoga. I did that with Sleeping Giants when we were trying to figure out the good shit. So yeah,
Cool.
I did it.
Awesome.
You haven't seen the other ones because tend to hide them from the DM.
Honestly, love to see those because there's some nice tidbits of information in here that I forgot. I forgot my character could speak French.
Oh yes, you have shit to translate because you can speak French.
Yeah, I forgot that I made that a thing.
It's almost like the DM didn't and put something in there that would use that skill.
Oh no, actually that was Midge saying Benoît would have written in French.
Okay, we're all done.
Also, hi audience, I'm the nerd. It's me. Out of
We're
the
all
pile of
nerds.
nerds, I'm the nerdiest nerd.
Okay, you can have that award, to be honest. Well, is there any questions for me you guys would like me to answer or clarify right now that I could just do really quick? while
I do
we're
have
waiting?
one, but I don't think you'll answer it.
Sure, go ahead.
Who did it? You walked into that one.
Ace did. Ace did it all. She's been
I'm
secretly
really
being...
too nice.
Yeah, Ace is secretly the killer this whole time. Red and I have underlying plans. No, I won't tell you that, but fair answer. Fair question. Good on you for answering. For questioning. Please shut the fuck up.
I noticed some inconsistencies, so I just want to check some things.
Sure, shout away.
So when we went to see Vasca from the Gautiers in the second episode,
Yes.
said the Lombardis didn't show up for the meeting. Was that meeting to find out what had happened, or was that meeting the actual Amethyst Eye meeting?
So the meeting about what happened, meaning the meeting about Wilbur, or the meeting in the Amethyst Eye where...
Yes.
So it was the meeting about Wilbur that didn't show up with.
Okay.
So they flat out refused to show up to that meeting.
Cool. What did we never got back to what Ace found out in the papers. He sat and did an afternoon, and you said she was going to get 2 successes because she was going to sit for the whole afternoon and read.
And she was looking into more killings, right? She was
looking into gang violence and
yes.
all of the recent stuff, papers and zines.
Correct, yeah. So you can probably find papers to go back like 2-3 weeks pretty easily, given that there are people who will just keep those around for kindling. In total, this killer, the fish killer, as they've been sort of colloquially named, has about 25 kills associated with them by the time Wilbur is killed. So Wilbur would be their 26th victim.
And then we've had Benoît and some more pillars since then.
Yes.
And it's been less than a week.
Yes. Very, very bloodthirsty serial killer. Who would have known Ace had that hidden inside of her?
The police would be doing more.
Well, who would have known Ace would have been able to do all that in her spare time? To be fair, if it's anybody, it's probably Lucy with the motor vehicle. Get around a lot easier, you know?
That car is so loud, though. It's not discreet.
It's not conspicuous in the slightest. It's actually been Jake this whole time.
I am a little unhinged, so yeah. I'll buy that.
It's Jake, and he goes, "Oh no, the voices."
They said I had battle fatigue. That was all. Isn't that right, Jake? Yes, it is right, Jake.
Lyndon's just in the corner like, these fucking weirdos. The fuck am I doing here?
I've just met all these people, and I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Kill the budgie.
Or Mitch is sitting in a corner going, these fucking weirdos. One of the two.
Both are very possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last thing was Dr. Schultz's bat friend. Is he Lombardi or is he Parisian? Because he gave the name of the Parisian suspect.
He is Lombardi. He gave the name of
he's Lombardi.
He gave the name of the Parisian suspect after pulling some favors, basically.
Cool. Thank you, Dungeon Mikey.
You're welcome. That's kind of funny how that works. But anyway. Please. Figure this shit out.
We are trying. Okay, so I'm going to go and see Everard.
Oh, the exacerbation in that. Just we're fucking trying, man.
We are very trying.
Cool.
On nerves, patience,
sanity.
Wasn't gonna say it.
I mean, that was gone already.
That's true. Yeah, mine's long gone. You know that meme format of you guys get paid is you guys have sanity. Okay, so you want to check out Everard. Is anyone coming with you?
No, I think I'll go on my own.
I'm gonna go and try and set up a meeting with the pillars.
Cool. And you're taking me with you.
I thought you were gonna go to the cops. Was the reason I was gonna go do that.
No. You think I'm just letting you wander around? I've only just met you like less than 6 hours ago.
Totally fair.
Which seems weird given the fact that Lucy just walked in one day and now has become an integral part of his
Exactly, and that's why I'm not accepting
My friend was murdered
We only have your say that he was your friend.
Yes.
Why do you have all
And a
these
note.
fish in your pockets?
You check his pockets, you find fish, but it's actual physical fish because he eats fish because he's a falcon. It's just a tin of fucking tuna he's got in his pocket as a snack.
Sardines.
Yeah, it's just sardines he has in his pocket.
Still alive and wriggling.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the best part.
Just need to translate something.
Yes.
Benoit's notes were in French.
Yes, they were in French.
Okay. So before we break up, can you do that so the others individuals have that information when they go and do whatever it applies to whatever they're going in question?
We can say that you do that. You did that the previous night, so that way everyone has the translated notes this morning when they're meeting up and doing all of this, Mississippi shit.
Okay, what did they say?
A lot of them are. Oh, no. Let's see if
Very literally translated. She has an upper class education from the East Coast, so the French is Quebec French is what she
Quebec.
learned. So
Quebecois.
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 So there's some oddities, but it's still usable.
There's a rabbit in my head screaming.
Lucy would be that person though. She'd go up to she'd speak French to her, and it's like
Just the most guttural Quebecois you've
it
ever
is
heard.
French, but it's Quebecois with a New England accent.
Lena pulls out the cross. Isn't the religious woman somehow pulls a cross from somewhere?
It's 2 layers deep accents on a language.
No, she'd sick her boyfriend on her.
Woof. Okay, so the notes that you find from Benoît. The pin, the silver wing pin with the gold inlay, is mentioned in there. Red just fumbling the. Honestly, what I wanted to see was Red pick up the notebook, fumble it, and then immediately dive down to pick it up. Because that would have been funny more than anything else. That's fair, Red. That's entirely fair. However, the humor would still be there. That is a Lombardi pin. It is only for high-ranking officers of the Lombardis, specifically for people who are like captains or control even like street, like not even streets, but blocks of the city. He mentions that there are maybe 7 pins of this type in the entire city, and he has one of them. He found it near a corpse, which was assumed to be the Lombardi lieutenant, captain, general, whatever he may or may not have been rank-wise. This pin, it's solid silver. The gold is real. Well, is that heavy? That's heavy enough. It wouldn't be light by any stretch of the imagination. There is some notes of Lombardi rumors. Basically, there's this rumored suspicion that he's heard on the grapevine that the Lombardis are avoiding streets, and they always go around in pairs at this point. They're avoiding specific streets in the city, and they are always in pairs around the town now.
Okay, because Ace met, well, what she thinks might be a Lombardi son came into the diner, like, yesterday.
Indeed.
It might have even been. So, was it the same pin on his jacket?
No, he had a different pin.
He had a different pin.
Yes. This is a pin specifically for high-ranking Lombardi officers. He had a pin that, if I remember correctly, was associated with the Lombardis, like, peripherally, because it was a pin associated with Italy, basically. But he very much comes across and looks like and acts like someone who might have been related to somebody in the Lombardis. and was being followed around by 2 guard, so it's possible. Anything else in his notes that might be interesting? Yeah. So, this is something that I believe Midge mentioned when he was talking about Benoit's notes last session. But in the notes, just sort of sparse about on some pages that are splattered a little bit with ink and blood. There's a note that it looks like the murderer is not only killing bootleggers and heavies and officers of the various criminal elements of the city, and they're also sort of dispersing civilians in there to kind of shake a tail. Benoît has this very specific theory that he thinks that this person is killing criminals and also killing normal people to try and make it seem like he's not doing it specifically to target criminal. That, however, is something that he notes specifically as being a bit of a far-fetched idea, but it came into his head after a few bottles of probably bootleg gin, and he had to write it down.
Have all the gangs, I don't know whether Benoît would know this or whether anyone would have picked it up, are they all equally affected?
It's a great question. Would you guys... Well, would you know of that? Would you kind of think of it in your own head? Make me a mind questioning with Streetwise if you have it. Because that's a great question, and I want to know if Ace would have thought of that, and if she had asked it, if she had thought about it.
One success. It was an 8, but it was 1 success.
Cool. So it's hard to put all of the pieces in your head together because there's so many of them. There are probably 35, 40 kills associated with this killer over the last month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. Some of them are like in a chunk. There's maybe 4 or 5 people killed in a few days. Sometimes it's nobody for a week. Sometimes it's 2 people in a week. Sometimes it's more or less. It's difficult to separate the normal civilians from the criminal element because some of them are unknown, basically. Some of them you don't know if they were criminal or not. But if you had to take your best guess, you'd say there are more dead... You'd say it's probably a tie between Lombardi and Parisian, dead-wise. Followed by O'Shaughnessy, Gauthier... who else am I missing? O'Shaughnessy, Gauthier, Lombardi, Parisian...
Muldoon, Pellet.
Muldoons. Muldoons are definitely down the bottom of that list. It's close, but you'd say that the Muldoons have probably been affected the least.
But there's no great gap.
No. It's probably close to tied for Parisian and Lombardi, and then the rest of them is like... Your best guess is essentially in the order I gave, but it's hard to know, because not all of them are obviously out-and-out criminals.
Yeah, and there might be sort of even the civilians might have associates or... Mr. Billy, shall I go and see Everard then?
Yeah. Go see Everard.
I'm gonna take some of these notes with his shorthand on, because I don't think any of us can read this.
Probably a good idea.
Do you want to meet back here, or do you want to meet at the diner?
We'll meet at the diner. We'll probably all need a meal and a drink afterwards.
Oh, actually, I was gonna ask you and Miss Lucy something. Would you like me to tell Mr. Joe, I gotta take like 2 paid off, and then one of you 2 pay me if I help more than I can currently give?
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
I'll talk to Mr. Joe and Mr. Matt about it.
All right.
It's a good place for getting intel, but I think we just need to pick some doors. Well, I don't, but other people. The DM has disappeared.
Okay, so the murderer was we
It was
make
me.
it up.
It was me all along. Ace is too nice.
I feel like we need to work out which. There's got to be a gang involvement. So we've got to work out. Basically, we've got to start narrowing down the gangs, I think.
Well, this is Rival's theory. He doesn't think it's the gangs. He thinks it's an outsider trying to promote a gun war, which is why he keeps going back to, is it the cops bringing someone in?
Or it's a cop.
Or it's a cop.
Or as a cop.
And
It's
then
always
we've
the
got
cops.
this new syndicate that Lyndon was talking about, plus the syndicate that's out east. Are they trying to stir something up so they can move in easier?
Who could know?
Everard, that's why I'm going to go and talk to him.
Fair. Okay. So you head on out. You head to Bellegarde Central, which is it's a learning hospital, but also a main hospital because the town isn't big enough to have more than one at the moment. A lot of people are spread out so far that building a second hospital would be hard at the moment. But Everard is there. It's not hard to, you walk in, your receptionist be like, hey, who are you here to see? Everard. She points you to a room. Everard's in there.
I've brought gator-friendly snacks.
Nice. So, slabs of steak.
Correct.
Fair. Only the best ribeye.
It's just jerky.
Jerky, yeah, probably. So, he is in bed, stitched up quite heavily. The stitches that Dr. Schultz gave obviously held quite well, but there are some extra stitching put in to make sure he's okay. He's wrapped up very tightly. He's propped up in bed. He's currently reading a book. Looks to be a history book, possibly, from the title.
Good morning, Mr. Everard.
Good morning. He puts the book down.
Has anyone told you about Benoît?
Yeah, I suspected when I got stabbed that that'd be it for old Benoît.
I haven't seen him, but what I hear, they...
Well, I'll miss him. He was a good man and a good friend.
Have my condolences.
Thank you.
I brought you some food because
Ooh,
Hospital
finally. This fucking hospital has terrible food. And he takes whatever you brought and he like rips open like a pack of jerky and immediately starts shoveling it into his mouth.
Are you up for some questions?
Sure. Anyway, anything for anyone who brings me food.
Ace takes a seat next to him and pats his hand a little. What do you remember from yesterday?
Well, excuse me. Well, I remember me and Benoît stopped off for some dinner in a diner. We talked about the specifics of what we were going to do that evening. Mainly working in his office. We were going to start writing up some notes and preparing for another drop off for you guys. We planned on stopping off at Jake's tomorrow. Well, would have been today to hand him off some more information, but that was basically it. We went back to his office. We started doing some note taking, some conglomeration, a little bit of condensing of our notes, and then I needed to smoke. Benoît needed some smokes. I said, I'll go down to the corner store and get smokes. He said, yeah, no worries. When you get smokes. Came back. Got gutted. That's basically what I remember.
Yeah, didn't happen to see Eddie. I know you don't necessarily have to see. As or species or even what they had grabbed Therian.
One second. I'm just gonna roll Everard's dice. He does have a sheet. Well, he has 0 dice in observation.
That sounds familiar.
So Everard has a D4 in mind. That was the entire dice he just rolled.
Was it a 1?
It might have been a 1, yeah. Might have been a 1. Might have been a 1.
He didn't see shit.
I might have maybe boots. He was wearing combats, I think, and that's. I was sort of busy trying not to bleed out, which saying that out loud makes me feel a little callous, but you know, that's how it was.
No, in that situation, yep. Especially someone with history. Alright. You said you were making notes. Does that mean that you kind of understand Mr. Bell's scribbles?
I do my best. His handwriting's unique even for him.
We found some of these shorthand notes and make head note there of them because we don't know whether French or English or weird mix of the two.
Sure, hand them to me.
You have a look over and see if you can pick anything. It doesn't have to be today. If you could maybe give office a call once you have a look.
Mm-hmm. So he takes a look at the notes. Yet again, another D4 dice.
I'm gonna put it down to the fact that he's got a massive slash across his stomach and chest. That his brain is just not working.
He rolled another 1 on a D4.
Is he gonna keel over and die on me?
He's gonna have an aneurysm at this point. My goodness. So he takes a few moments to look over the notes. Trying his best, he like lifts up the book and brings it really close to his face so he can like try and make out the scribbles and the lines and the dots and stuff, and goes, and then he keeps trying to read and goes, I have no idea what he's trying to write here. This is that, but what the fuck? Benoît, you goddamn idiot. And he keeps trying to read it over and over again, and then eventually he gets angry at it and just closes the book and hands it back to you and goes, I can't believe I can't read his notes at this point.
She takes his, I don't want to say paw, it's an alligator, claw in one in her hands and goes, I shouldn't have come so early. I'm sorry. This is all.
No, it's okay. If you let it go too long, the trail gets cold. It makes perfect sense.
Well, something you might remember. You said before you went out to get some cigarettes, you were writing up some notes. Were they anything? Because you were gonna drop them off with Mr. Bullet. Was it something to do with the lion's head and the sapphire?
It was to do with the winged pin that he'd found.
The Lombardi pin.
Yeah, the Lombardi pin. There was also some mention of what was it he said? He said that the Parisian had a rock hard alibi, I think it was.
Fly at someone.
Sorry, repeat that.
Fly at someone. The Parisian.
Yeah. Their alibi was airtight, apparently.
Enjoy your time on.
I'm just gonna roll something for myself because I've just realised something. Did Mr. Benoît mention anything about the Muldoon and the Lombardi? Now, from what I understand, they only have each other as their alibis.
That's true, yeah. I believe he had already written them off because of the fact that they weren't at the scene of the shooting and they were already... Those two have been together for 6 months, 7 months, I believe, according to Benoît. And while Ilya is tough, hard-nosed, and will for sure knock some teeth, killing people is bad for business.
And even though the gangs would frown upon their relationship, their loyalty is still to their gangs. It's just
You know how it is.
intimacy.
Maybe in the future the two of them will leave their gangs and go live a nice happy life out in, I don't know, Colorado or some shit. I don't know.
Question: why Colorado?
I like the mountains.
That makes sense.
What can you... Do you remember anything Benoît might have said about these new players out west, or the other conglomerate out east?
He was fascinated with the conglomerate out east. He was talking about how precise and very well organized they were, and still are, according to what I know about them. It's not much, but they've been spreading slowly but surely. They control most of the American underground from the Great Lakes to the East Coast and up. So all of Maine, Delaware. I think they're heading close. I think they're sort of stuck around the Big Gothic because, you know, those families have been there as long as the city's been around. But they've also been moving further south while also working on the Gothic. I think they're in like Raleigh, North Carolina, somewhere around there at the moment for expansion. Kind of heading further east and south, west and south at the same time.
But he didn't have a name or anything, did he?
Nope.
Hence why he probably liked them, because they were precise and secretive, and they knew how to keep their business to themselves.
They knew what they needed. And publicity was not one of them.
What about the ones out west, the louder?
Well, Benoît isn't a man for violence. Wasn't a man for violence. But he for sure respected the strength that they brought to the table. The capability of being willing to do things that other people would find morally reprehensible. He had some sort of quote, I think, in one of his notes about it, that he wanted to write a piece on it and ship it out west. Have that, what's his name? Memonier, I think, was the alias he used for him to print it or get it to someone to print out there.
Yeah, we've met him.
He's here.
He's helping us now.
Oh, yeah. No.
He actually came to see Benoît.
Yeah, the last correspondence between those two, I remember Benoît being a bit shaken that their alias would just go, listen, I'm coming to Bellegarde and I will be telling you to stop this in person because this is dangerous shit. If only he'd listened.
Now, this is something that you might know and wanted to keep them. You get any threats?
Oh, daily. If there was a day that went by where Benoît didn't receive some sort of threat from somebody, he said it was a bad day. Be it private citizens, be it crooked politicians, be it cops who didn't like his methods, be it gangs who thought he was too forthwith. Benoît's life was full of threats. Not a lot of people liked him.
I liked what I knew of him. I liked that inquisitive.
That's nice of you to say. When it comes to Benoît and threats, he'd be easier looking through the list of people who haven't threatened him in town, which is me, Madame Leroy, nobody higher up than a lieutenant in any of the gangs, and the fire chief, I think. I'm not sure on that one though.
When you're at a hospital, I think lady would appreciate a visit from you. She was upset.
I'll do that. Thanks for letting me know. And thanks again for the jerky. It's a lifesaver.
You're more than welcome. I'll give you another copy of Mr. Bullet's card. You probably have one, but 2 is better than none. Think of anything else? Find something? Get you out of here.
Absolutely. I'll let you know.
Self safe, Mr. Everard, and thank you for your help.
I'll do my best. Stay safe. And he picks up his history book and goes back to reading.
And Ace starts heading back to Bullet's office. Next.
Who's doing things?
I don't know, GM. Who's next?
Yeah, who's next, GM?
Yeah.
Who wants to be next? That's the question.
No, it's
Direct
GM.
us.
GMs has to do it.
Yeah.
Decide. Yeah,
Midge. 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 Midge.
He's gonna be barreling into his room because he's got his ears
like,
on.
We'll see him
Roach.
slide into the chair. Like, I'm here, help. Okay, Roach, you go.
Okay. Okay. So I think we want. I'm talking out of character to get information because I'm bad at forming plans. So we want to talk to Ollie to get more information on the shipping company and potential links to stuff. Like, what are we asking specifically? What are we trying to
We
get?
want to know about the specific gun shipment.
The gun shipment. Okay.
We want to know. He's probably not going to be particularly happy, but any contacts that are slightly illegitimate.
Mm-hmm. What he saw
And-
the night of the murder.
What he saw the night of the murder, and the expansion westward.
Expansion westward.
Plus anything about that Glenn Peterson fellow who gave the tickets to the Amethyst Eye that night, and who his clients might be.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to think of so GM Lucy would know where he works, right?
Yep.
Like the area, like the location.
You would indeed, yes.
Okay, and
Indeed-doodly.
that's like during the day right now.
Yeah.
Like during the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. I think she's gonna show up.
Oh.
I think she's gonna. I think the only way that she's gonna get any information out of this is if she. If my thought process is the only way she's gonna get any information out of him is if she throws him off base a little bit to try and get something, because he's been kind of reserved about a lot of his business related info, like specifics.
Take him lunch.
Take him to lunch.
So, I think that would be the best option. So I think she's gonna do that.
Okay, so you're going to show up and be like, "Hey, Ollie, let's go get lunch."
Yeah, show up randomly. Middle of the day. All
right.
Maybe to throw him off even more, she even doesn't like specifically go looking for him before she asks at the front desk for him to be like buzzed or rung up to the front or something like that. Make it like a thing, like so it's seen.
Midge, I'm gonna need you to tell me high low 3 times.
Don't fuck me on this, Midge.
High.
High.
So high one. Yeah.
High once.
High twice. Low.
High
end.
twice.
High twice.
Okay, so
low to end.
2 highs, 1 low.
Yeah.
Was it the opposite for all of them?
Was it the inverse entirely? Did she get arrested for trespassing? Is that what's going to
I
happen
rolled
right
a
now?
4, a 4,
Yeah.
and a
12.
12.
Okay.
Midge, remind me if I ever go to like Vegas or anywhere with you to bet the opposite of what you're betting.
We should offer that to the party as well.
All right, cool.
Midge is our Rain Man, but for the opposite reasons.
Yes.
Which is go against your judgment calls.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how badly has Midge fucked me on this?
So you
Do I
walk
get shot?
in.
My security guard?
Well, you park up outside first of all, because Bucephalus needs to
I
be
assumed I
parked.
wouldn't drive into the lobby.
You crash into the lobby. No.
Hey, are you here? Is that you downstairs?
I'm here for my boyfriend.
Literally.
What? No. So you park up outside. The office sort of warehouse thing that he works in, it's a combination. So like there's a small little 2-story like building attached to this giant warehouse. And, that's sort of where, like, the administrators work, and then there's a big warehouse where all of the workers actually pack and, deliver things back and forth. Heading inside, the receptionist, you recognize immediately as his mother.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay.
She's about your height, Red Wolf, looks to be maybe in her 50s, maybe early 60s, but has the
gray
vim
muzzle coming in.
has the vim and vigor though, someone much younger. She's like, filling out all these forms and talking to people. Like she's first name basis with all the other people in the office and even some of the workers.
Very much
that
like an
come in.
Abuela energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Just in her mind, she's just thinking. She immediately like sees this and just starts thinking, okay, so this goes badly. I've got enough gas to make it at least to like Oklahoma.
I can make it to Oklahoma in like 3 hours if I do not
then,
stop.
Yeah, and then I just find gas there, and then I can get to California and just put this all behind me, and that's my next leg of the trip. We just put this all behind us. Then we just write off everything south of the Mason-Dixon for the rest of my life. So yeah, she shows up, and there's like, I'm thinking of how to play this. Okay, so she's gonna go with her plan. She made a plan. She's gonna stick with that plan. She's a rebel. All right, she's rebel. She's reckless.
You
But she's also-
obviously haven't been taught about plans. Make the plan, stick to the plan, wait for the plan to go wrong, throw away the plan.
Yeah, but she's rich, so she's always had a fallback,
Money.
which is money.
Yeah.
So if the plan doesn't work, you throw money at it. So instead of that, if this plan doesn't work, she has obscene wealth to help her along here. And that includes her training and growing up. This kind of stuff. So yeah, she walks up to the reception to his mother. And is she does she recognize Lucy? Has he said anything, or has he said anything to his family? Keep in mind, he showed up to an insanely public event on a beach with photographers and everything with her.
So the second that she spots you, she goes, "Lucy," and she holds up her hands.
Oh no.
I may or may not have rolled the highest number I could have on that dice to see if Ollie had been talking about you, and the answer is yes, he has. Absolutely.
This is the
Just had-
happiest I'm
just-
gonna be.
She's just having flashing before her eyes just the fact that she realizes the fact that not only has she never told her family about Ollie at all, but they don't even know what state she's in. So like this, like, so
She's like,
so like the
My family
the
doesn't even know
dichotomy
I'm
of this-
in Illinois right
yeah,
now.
the dichotomy of this is wild. So hopefully they don't know her last name, because if this is getting back to the grapevine, this is causing a whole lot of
I don't ever
issues.
think you told Ollie your full name, so I think you're okay.
No.
Everyone
Yeah,
knows
well,
she was
yeah.
Lucy, so.
Yeah, you'd be right. Though she has a recognizable face if they've ever looked at the paper, from the East Coast.
I should have bought popcorn.
I love this. This is so funny.
She always says, "Hello, Miss Albright."
And she gives you a hug. She's unabashed in the even in the oil and everything else. Gives you this big warm hug.
Yep. She kind of like, she's falling back on her breeding. She's falling back on her training growing up. So she immediately goes and does the polite hug kind of thing, like falls back on it. Yeah. Hello. I didn't expect to see you here. I'm looking for Oliver.
Please, no need to call you Miss Albright. My name is Isabella. It's a pleasure to meet you. He's talked so much
Isabella.
about
That's
you.
burned in her brain now. It's like a little, like a brand in her gray matter. So just yeah, Isabella Albright. I was coming to take I was looking for him to I was thinking about seeing if he wanted to get lunch.
I shouldn't laugh at this, but it's really funny. I'm sorry.
Not only is this Lucy's worst nightmare, this is Roach's worst nightmare. Just to randomly come across the mother of whoever you're seeing, and
You're not
it's
even
not
seeing
like
him. You're just fucking him.
it's just not a super serious thing. Like this is just and it's just like, and he's been talking about you to his family, and that recontextualizes the relationship immediately. Like,
Also, you just said you're just fucking. Remember, this is the 1920s. Just
That
fucking
didn't
is
happen.
a lot bigger.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she immediately like beams when you say to go get lunch, and she goes, "Oh, no worries, let me go get him." And she like heads like through the doors and then left, and you see her heading upstairs, and then you hear a Oliver, and then yes, and oh, what did you tell me she was called? You know, this whole like the This whole
Lucy
back and
quickly
forth.
goes over to a water cooler and like takes one of those like that.
At this point, Oliver comes down the stairs, followed by his mother. Spits everywhere.
Tries and like gets the like oil off of her like muzzle, but then realizes she has oil on her fingers and it's not helping at all.
It does the opposite of help.
As the opposite of help, she just puts the driving gloves on.
It's like, this is fucking easier.
Yeah, whatever.
Can I just ask, is there any pink in her ears or going up her cheeks?
Her neck, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, because she's an Arctic gray fox mix, so she has like no pigment in her fur, so it shows through easily. like yeah, flesh definitely exists, very strongly. Normally foxes don't show that because they're they kind of built in on their fur. But yeah, so she's just gives halfway.
Ollie approaches. Sorry about my mom. Didn't know you'd be coming today.
She's lovely.
Yeah. So
Say she's breaking up the baby pictures. It's the one thing guys don't want to hear.
Midge, you want to call high-low again?
No.
Midge knows.
My friends. No.
Midge knows I'll break
For the
something
sake
if I
of
see him.
my
Hi.
sanity. Oh, rival's called high. Would you look at that? It's a high roll. Nice, rival. So yeah, we've learned anytime Midge gambles on something, we gamble on the opposite thing. Anytime rival gambles, we gamble on that. Perfect. Great. That's our gambling.
We have a perfectly verifiable one instance that we can
true.
use. As
I mean,
sample
listen,
size.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. Sample size doesn't really matter. We'll be okay.
Yeah. That's how
so-
science works.
Exactly. So Isabella's already sitting back at the desk, actually working, which is why she can't bring out the baby. Also, she's not at home. Doesn't have them on her. She might have like a picture in a wallet or something, maybe, but
Got that thing in a holster.
just pulls out this massive binder, like that thick of just baby pictures.
Oh, it's going to be like early 1900s baby pictures, so they're going to be posed as heck.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, he's wearing a dress
yeah.
because he's a rich guy too.
Yes.
So he's from an affluent family. So he's definitely like anything before the age of like 4 or 5. He's wearing like a white dress.
Absolutely. But thankfully, she has to actually work. So he comes over to you and is like, "Okay, let's go." And he like opens the door for her.
She
And
goes
then you
through
hear a
and-
goodbye from Isabella. She's. He closes the door behind him as they walk out, and he goes, "Okay,
I didn't know your mother did reception for.
keeps her busy. Dad suggested it, and she's loved it ever since. And you know, it's
It's great. That's great.
yeah. Hi.
Hi. You want to get lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
And he scratches his face with both paws like nervously for a second and goes, "I realize that makes it seem like I've been telling my mother about you in a romantic sense, but she's asking about
I didn't
my
think about it
friends."
like that.
I and he just looks at her face, blushing furiously
I didn't
red,
think about it like
neck
that.
up.
Yeah, no.
She Mom likes to know all about my friends because she doesn't really get to leave the house very much because, you know, things, and she likes to kind of live vicariously through me. So I was telling her about you because you're this race car driver who drives around the country a lot, and she found it very like mysterious and cool. And I was like, oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It's just like an internal sigh. It's just like, oh, thank God.
Would you like to make an insight check?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Whatever insight is in this system,
My
because we don't have
insight
that
check
stat.
That is bollocks.
That is the purest bullshit that I've ever seen in my life. You can make me a will questioning.
All right, so I'm rolling a d6. Lucy's not an investigator. She's a driver.
No fair.
So she has no questioning stat. She just has a will, which is very bad.
Okay.
Come on. 6.
What was your dice?
There's no-
You just one dice, isn't it? For you?
Yeah, it's just a one dice.
Okay, we roll again.
Okay.
He also rolled a 6.
Come on. Come on. Come on. 5.
Okay. He is 100% telling the truth.
Oh, thank God. But I don't know what he rolled, so I don't know if that's just the GM gaslighting me.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. I hadn't
Midge
thought
knows.
about it.
Midge knows, because whatever Midge thinks, it's the opposite of.
What?
Midge went from cold turkey on this campaign, just nothing at all, to immediately being tossed in.
Just
Deep
deepest end of deep end.
Deep end. Even bypassed the first awkward character, immediately got that one killed and went to the second character as the fallback option.
Yep.
Just straight
Couldn't
into
be
it.
any better. So yeah,
Yep.
he jumps into the car with you. You
Yeah.
guys head off to get your lunch. I don't know if you're...
She's
eating-
going to like find I think like a restaurant or like a cafe that's got like one of those cafes that's got like a lot of space between the tables. Like it's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
high volume
Yeah.
business. It's more of a low volume, higher class. But you know, higher class means they don't need as many seats to pay for everything. So they've got the more space so they can talk more freely without worrying about like
Yeah. There's plenty of those
Yeah,
around
that
this
kind of
area.
thing.
It's relatively affluent
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah, so I think she tries finding one of those to go to.
Before we start this, do we want to go to break?
Yeah, probably for the best. So, everybody at home, thank you so much for joining us for the first half of Bellegarde Goodbye, episode 7. Please come back after these short breaks. We'll be back in 10 minutes with more. See you then.
Hey, come here a minute. Do you need royalty-free music for your TTRPG content, whether that be a YouTube video, stream, TikTok, Instagram post? Don't worry, we've got you covered. My name's Alex. I've been a content creator for almost a decade now, and I've teamed up with my good friend Harry to produce 10 royalty-free songs for you to use in your content completely for free. We've tried to make a whole range of motifs with this album, covering happy music to sad music, to mystery music to combat music. And if this takes off, you know what? We might even make some more. So give the Elendor Chronicles soundtrack Volume 1 a shot. It's free to stream everywhere. And if you want the high quality downloads, you can come over to our Patreon and download them, or you can contact me directly at tabletop@themidgemansworld.co.uk as a creator, and I'll just give it to you for free. That's it, there's no catch. And just to prove it, we've also given you guys a user license agreement to prove that you have the complete perpetual rights to use this content. So enjoy, and good luck on your next adventure. Oh, good day. I'm Martin Sanderson, and I'm the CEO of Avari Military Solutions. We here at Avari know that it doesn't take much to cause problems out on the frontier, whether that be from local pirate raids, neighboring interstellar powers, or even just an unhappy populace with unreasonable demands. Just what is a small to mid-sized regional power to do when faced with these problems? You look to Avari for your solutions. With open-ended contracts, well-trained personnel, state-of-the-art aerospace forces, and competitive rates, we stand ready to help find the right solution to your problem. So if you have a problem, why not call Avari for your solution? Our operators are waiting to take your call, and consultations are free of charge.
Avari Military Solutions, a solution for your problem.
Avari Military Solutions is not licensed to operate within the Kark and Grey Baronies, the Andes Corps, or any Class A combat zones. AMS is a subsidiary of Omni Radiance Holdings, a family company.
When
When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness, a radiant pustule. Writing, art, that's storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can beautifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get an extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount to possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you for waiting over the break. We have returned to more secondhand embarrassment with the component cast. So you and Ollie pull up what is known as the White Orchid. It's a sort of upper class sort of cafe that does decent food as well. Doesn't just do like coffee, it does an actual decent lunch menu. You are let in. There are tables available. You are taken to a table, and there's some nice space between every table. The room is obviously much bigger than it was designed to be. It might have been maybe a dance hall at one point, but it's been converted into a fairly nice cafe. And he sits down, he's reading the menu.
She's probably been here already before, so she probably knows the menu. Given the fact that she has refined tastes in a lot of things, so probably lets him look at the menu for a bit. Doesn't pay attention to it too much. She knows what she's gonna get. I'm trying now. Roach is trying to think of how to broach the subject into these things. I wish I had wrote down what I was supposed to ask so I could keep that in mind. Remember how I was saying we were I was working with a PI about that incident at the Amethyst Eye. Remember? Yeah, I know. I got the notes. I just realized nobody ever. Nobody ever asked you what you might have saw that night. Because we were both there.
I mean, I was more occupied with making sure you didn't get shot than looking.
But do you remember anything? Or what you saw? Like anything? Like anything before the actual incident? Like out of the ordinary? Or...
I mean, seemed like a pretty normal evening. There was more rain than I expected, I guess. That's basically it, really. It was a fairly normal evening.
Yeah.
I didn't spot anything out of the ordinary. I don't know, really.
Yeah, no, it just popped in my. Can I do can I check and see if he's withholding stuff or if he's being?
Yeah, same roll. So it'd be mind question.
Damn it. This is why I don't volunteer. This is why Lucy doesn't volunteer for questioning. She has one mediocre die in this stat.
But we're not fucking him.
True.
Yeah, but that's not helping.
It is helping, but in ways you don't know. Well, I mean, I suppose I could use the mechanics because there is opinion dice in this game.
You could use the game's mechanics, like more so than I ever did whenever we were playing.
You can feel free to add a D10 to this roll.
Cool. Well, that was a 4 and a 2. So.
Oh well, didn't help much, but okay.
didn't help. I could use luck.
I tried, Roach.
I know. I could use luck.
You can only use luck once.
I know. Do we think it's? Yeah. Do we think it matters as much to see if he's lying about
this one? No. The
Yeah,
ones to do with the shipments, I would say maybe if you roll poorly.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna happen.
So,
one dice.
You've seen Ollie lie before, and lie quite a bit to people. You know, sometimes he's run across companions or maybe co-workers during the time that he's been around, and he has to lie about who you are. And a lot of the time, he's a good liar, but most people who grow up in wealth are, because they do things they shouldn't do. And his tell, and he's not doing it right now.
Okay. What is his tell?
He's
Since I know it. His ear twitches. Oh, I just realized poker would be like infinitely harder in this universe because there's a lot of like subconscious, like instinctual
dogs wagging their
things.
tail. There's a reason why you don't see very many dogs playing poker.
Like, yes, that's one of them. Yes, I think the lack of opposable thumbs are.
I mean, they're fine. They're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So, okay. No, I just wanted to ask because it was just something that came up that we hadn't asked. We hadn't asked a lot of people more information about. There's it's a lot of things that kind of loose ends and stuff recently relating to that they're trying to find connections to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have, I'll answer them. And at this point, a waitress comes over and he orders what does he order? He orders a.
Booze at lunch when you're working is perfectly fine in the. Oh no, we're in prohibition.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's prohibition time, so he might have a non-alcoholic beer, but he is getting a cola. He's getting a soda. He's also getting a pulled pork equivalent sandwich, because it is the South, and I'll be honest, pulled pork is really fucking good.
Ate well if it's made well.
Oh yeah, good pulled pork is amazing. So, also this place is high enough class that they have an actual chef and not just some dude they've pulled off the street to be like, you cook food here. So the food is really good. So, what do you order off the menu?
I think she probably orders oh god, what's a really fucking East Coast lunch sandwich? A
club sandwich.
Yeah. No, I was thinking maybe what's kind of
pastrami.
Really specific and kind of snooty. Everything. She probably orders a Reuben, but a specific, but it has to be with some specific things about it. Can't can't be too hot. Everything. Make sure the bread is toasted in the right way, or it's
Yeah. The waitress knows.
It's very specific. Yeah.
The waitress knows. You've ordered it before. She's like, oh, you get the usual, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, waitress heads away, and Ollie's like, yeah, if you have any questions, listen, I'm here to help if you need something.
Yeah. No, I never doubted it. Well, now that you mention it, see, Roach is actually not bad at investigations. Lucy is shit at investigations. I'm trying to play that. Now that you mention it, yeah, there was one thing that came up recently, and it came up, and it just popped in my head because we had been there'd been some discussion when we were at the beach. So apparently, the gun that was used in that attack, that came in on a shipment from the West Coast.
Oh.
Yeah. And jog my memory. I guess I'm going to specifically ask Red because she's got the notes in front of her. Jog my memory. That shipment came in through the Albrights, right?
So yes, but there was also a shipment directly from the factory that came.
You dropped out at the end there.
Yes, but there was also a shipment that came directly from the factory that was also Albright's.
Yeah.
They came from 2 places.
Yeah, there was one shipment came from the West Coast, and another shipment that was directly from the factory that makes them, apparently. And they found my colleagues that are working on this found out that they were shipped through Albright shipping.
Oh. Do you have any like shipping numbers, a manifest, anything like that? No.
Do we have any shipping or manifests or anything like that?
We don't have numbers. We don't have shipping numbers, but we know kind of when they came in, and we know what they were, and we know how many.
We know we have dates and some specifics about the shipments, like in broad, but like I guess not specific, broad scope, like broad ideas about the shipment, like in terms of numbers and timings and also dates. So
okay, give me the dates, and he like pulls out a notepad.
Provide those dates.
He writes them down and sits back for a second and thinks. Oh, well, he just rolled max on both of those dice, so it's very good.
Hopefully those weren't for lying, because if they were for lying,
I don't know anything about any of these orders. What do you mean? No, he thinks for a moment and goes, yeah, I think I remember on this day, and he points and goes, I remember there being extra paperwork involved in this particular order because there was firearms involved. And there was 100? He thinks for a moment. Because I think the shipment from Cali was 20, right? Because that was like the one from the main factory was 100, I think. And
10 from Cali, 100 from the factory.
10 from Cali. Yeah. So there was 10 of them from California that came in, I think. We checked the case. There was 10 of them in there. Weights all matched up. All the serial numbers matched up. Anything else about that particular order that rings any bells? Not particularly. No, that's basically it.
Well, I mean that's still a lot. That's interesting. Yeah. Trying to think of a follow-up on that. What was the other thing? Was we had to ask about the shipments from Cali, what he saw during the night, and
the Amethyst Eye invitations.
Right. Okay. And specifically about the individual that he got it from.
Yeah, because we want to know why the clients decided not to go that night. Because they were clients from out west.
Right. And so the shipment from Cali with those 10 and the shipment from the factory, did we know if the factory was out west or not?
Factory's in Tennessee.
Tennessee, so north. Northeast, okay. So just like a shot in the dark, the shipment from Cali, like I'm assuming you have individuals that, like from experience, you'd have individuals that are kind of responsible for certain contracts and business deals and things, individuals that they would like go-betweens between the like start and end points of a contract. For those gun shipments, would any of those individuals that were like points of contact be the individuals that were the original invitations for the that night at the Emerald Isle? Amethyst Eye?
he leans back for a moment and thinks, and then his soda arrives and your coffee arrives. No, both of those guys are, I believe, food producers. Some sort of hot sauce, I think.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, sriracha, I think it's called.
Sriracha. Nah, it doesn't sound like it means anything.
It's a new thing, I think. But they were looking for distributors, and we came up, so.
Okay. Interesting. And the person that they were meeting with from Albright was... We discussed this before.
No, we didn't. You didn't say who. I didn't say who they were meeting from Albright. It was, I think his dad was meant to be meeting up with him.
No, you did. It was Glenn Peterson.
Oh, Glenn Peterson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Wanted to double check. So Glenn Peterson was meeting two individuals that were hot sauce mongers.
Yeah.
It seems like a... Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Wait. See, okay. So Roach knows that sriracha is an actual thing. Does Lucy think that hot sauce is a cover for illicit beverages being shipped in from the West Coast?
Roll me a mind academics.
Okay.
Well, it's if
with a
nothing else,
D10 bonus.
Sriracha is a strong smell, so it would cover up the smell of any booze.
True,
yeah, that's true. That's true. So a D6 and a D10. 4 and a 6.
2 successes. You have read about Sriracha, the company. It's been growing out west. There was some talk about your family investing in the company, but it kind of didn't happen in the end. But seems like they've hit their feet very well.
Yeah, I don't think we went with them because their mascot was just this kind of old rooster guy who was just holding like a bottle of it, like on the brand, like on the logo, and it didn't seem like it would go anywhere.
Like it
so
resonate with the youngsters, you know?
Yeah, it was just this old rooster man there.
Called himself the Major.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of the Colonel. Just
yeah.
Andrews. Okay. All right. So that's a no-go then. All right. Do you think you'd have any paperwork on those gun shipments still, like on the books?
Yeah, for sure. They're
Yeah.
probably in my office.
Really? You think
Yeah.
maybe like internal screaming like because you realize what you have to do?
Don't make me go back to the mob. Don't make me do it.
Could we maybe after this we could go back to your office and I could take a look at those.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely do not want to do this at all. Nope. Could not want to do this any less. Nope.
Yep. Now she is good at lying.
Maybe
Yeah.
not right now with the chest to head blush, but sure.
Yeah. That might be good. Just, for my current boss. Just so, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Now, is he resident about this because he might have something to hide, or because we'll have to run a gauntlet of his family to get to his office, and he's also mortified
It's like, you
by
gotta
that.
go through the mother, you gotta go through the father, you gotta
So
go
is
through
it-
the sister.
Yeah.
You gotta
So
go
is
through
it-
the
is
aunt
it-
who's turned up
is-
from Mexico.
Yeah, is it more so the fact that he has something illegal he's hiding, or just that he's massively embarrassed and this is all just it's a red herring?
It's like, God damn it, why is the woman I've been sleeping
Or
with here
both.
right now? Help.
Or both. Could be-
Both. He's like, I'm embarrassed that you here with my family, but also I'm trying to hide the fact that I've been shipping guns illegally from the
Yeah,
west.
see, what we don't realize is at the end of this campaign is going to be a point break situation where Lucy's on the ground, like with a pistol pointing at him as he runs, and she can't do it.
Ah, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I just want to point out I know that from Hot Fuzz,
Hot Fuzz,
and
yeah.
not Point Break.
Yep, same.
I know it from both, but I do
Just
like the fact
you
that
and everybody else born anywhere past the 80s.
I mean, no, I watched Point Break. Point Break was a very good movie, but also it definitely had a spike of viewership after Hot Fuzz came out.
Yeah. So yeah, no, let's do that, and just see if there's any information we can glean from it.
At this point, the food arrives, and he goes, "Yeah, sure, no worries. Did you manage to get any paper clippings of your pictures of your car after the trip?"
You know, I haven't really had a lot of time to do that. Actually, but they would be in today's paper, wouldn't they?
They would. You want to grab paper on the way over?
Yeah, I'll stop. Yeah, I'll stop by and pick up a couple.
That checks out. 1 second, someone's knocking. Wait.
Mike's still hot.
Yeah, we can hear you.
They stream can't.
Hi, person.
Stream couldn't hear me, but you guys could.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually need to go solve something real quick. So you guys talk amongst yourselves for like
Yep.
10 minutes.
Okay. So, information we just got. We don't have any hard evidence. We still need to look at the paperwork, but so it's not looking like the invitation angle of this for that the individuals that
No,
were
I
supposed
think
to be
it's a
there weren't.
coincidence rather than a thing.
Yeah, I think that was just a way of getting Lucy into the Amethyst Eye for the story. I don't think it was anything. That was a red herring. Shipment might be a thing though, because that seems too coincidental.
Yeah, and I would normally say maybe the killer brought the gun in themselves. However, that doesn't make any sense with the number of killings or the fact that it was stashed in the pillar.
Yeah. So look at the shipping notice and any information they've got on the paperwork for maybe a name that we recognize.
Yeah,
Or-
basically, so all of
or
the
where
guns
they
that-
went after they got him in.
Well, we know that because we've Bullet has tracked all the guns that we know came in. So all 110 have been tracked.
Unless there was one extra or a couple extra in the
Exactly.
shipment that were kind of ghost guns that were like extras in the shipment. That's what I'm thinking. And like,
Yeah.
and the point is the Albrights like brought him in and they kind of just like, oh, we only got 110. So maybe,
Is there another one? Is there another 10?
yeah. So just smuggling kind of thing.
Because we have an idea that a lot of shipping companies in that time, and I mean Lucy's family is part of this as well, they were in with the gangs. They were helping smuggle booze.
Yeah. Lucy knows that definitely. She like we established last time. She definitely had a couple of dinners where some of the individuals there were mafia members, like at their home. So
If Oliver's family is part Mexican, then that's going to make cross-border travel easier as well, because getting the alcohol across the border, they can just say, oh, we're going to visit family and things.
Yeah, but also that, well, I don't know if Mike has accounted for this, but the border back then between the U.S. and Mexico was porous. It wasn't like it is today. It was fairly open. There really wasn't any checks or anything like that. You just kind of went. So, but yeah, that could be an angle. So, I think the information we need to get is raw number of guns that came in on those shipments, or the weight of the shipments, because we can kind of try and figure out how much one of those pistols weighs empty and extrapolate like a rough amount that they would weigh in a like a box, and we can see if there's like, oh, this is a bit too heavy, or this is a bit too light, or something like that. Like there's a discrepancy there, because that could be another thing, because they would have to weigh them at multiple points, and that'd be like logged in a logbook that with the shipment or something.
This may be a dead end as well, but it's worth checking.
It's a lead. It's one of the only leads we've checked that we've got that has still open like threads to it. And again, it's too coincidental that the Albrights are a part of this and somehow are linked to it. And as far as we know, they have no mob connections or gang connections so far, and that doesn't make any sense. So there's an unknown link. It has to be.
It may be that they link to one gang, or it may be that, I mean, they go to the Amethystite. Amethystite is where the gangs do deals.
Yeah, so
it's their place in John Wick.
Neutral ground.
That's a neutral ground.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That it's you mean the hotels in John Wick?
It's a Continental.
It's the Continental, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that would be if they know of it and they can go to it, then definitely there's a chance they do. Or they could just be affluent enough that they have an ability to get in there.
Yeah.
So it could be either or, but I'm leaning towards the fact that they have to have some connection that we don't know of yet. Then that will be like the link if we can figure that out. And I'm thinking that's where either that or that there's a section of the Albright family that's like, I don't know, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, kind of thing. Could also be a thing, because we've established that the father is a philanthropist, is like, big into building the community. So
yes,
yeah.
But I mean, there's been philanthropists in the past that use their philanthropy to hide the shady shit they deal. So
it's true. Al Capone, Al Capone was famously very much he like put a lot of money into local businesses and soup kitchens as well during the Great Depression. Like, still so definitely could be a thing.
I was gonna say, rival Midge, don't worry about the Hoard of Records too much. It's basically things that we did and didn't do. We know quite a bit about Wilbur. I think the hotter lead is finding out who the cop with Wilbur was.
Connection, yeah.
Because I personally think that it's someone trying to stir up shit. And I don't know whether it's internal or external, but I don't think it's necessarily a gang.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Right.
So we've been talking over some things.
Cool. Anything I need to be aware of?
I mean, you can just be surprised by it.
Sure, that's fine with me. So you and Ollie are stopping on the way back to grab a newspaper, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely doing that. Pick
So
up,
yeah, you pick up a newspaper.
spend like 10, 20 minutes just checking through the ones that have all the articles about that.
Yeah. There's like a actually 1 second. Yeah.
Scan, see if there's nobody's like mentioning like her full name or recognized her or something like that.
Yeah, no one's saying any names.
Cool.
But there is that actual zine in there that has that's like full on like a car enthusiast magazine basically that has your car in it as well. In that they mention that like that the driver did not want to be named or photographed with the car, but they asked permission, and you gave permission and all that sort of stuff for it to be included. And there's like all the specifications and the year and the make and the model and any customization you may or may not have done to it. Sorry, not to it, to Bucephalus. They have a name. Gonna name the car. Usual sort of stuff you get. Pretty good all in all.
Awesome. Yeah, pick that up. And then on the way back to the Albright Shipping Offices HQ.
Sure. You head on back. Drive's easy, quick. You get there. Let's do this. Isabella's on break. She's not in the reception, so when you guys walk in, she's not there. Ollie takes you immediately up to his office because he's like, the sooner you get done here, the less embarrassing it is for both of us.
The sooner you get out of here, the sooner we'll both be better off.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he takes you upstairs to his office. It's a nice office. It's like a corner block. Has a lot of stacked filing cabinets that are locked. Big writing desk. There would be like a laptop and a monitor if this was a modern desk, but since it's not, there's just a typewriter.
Hypes up his own stuff.
Yeah. There is a there's a small stack of like notes in the in pile that he was obviously working through while he was doing his normal daily routine. The out pile is starting to like a little bit taller than the in pile at this point. He then goes over to like a stack of the filing cabinets, opens one up with a key, and like falls through it, and then goes, "All right."
She tries to look impressed. She tries to look impressed about the office because she's seen more, but she doesn't want to insult him.
So he gets the folder out about the particular shipping and hands it to you. Anything you should need to be in there. The only thing I ask is you bring it back to me when you're done with it, just for our records.
I wasn't expecting to take it. I was just wanting to skim through it and make sure about everything. Maybe ask you some questions.
Go ahead. Have a seat if you want.
How much am I reading that he wants me to get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible before his mother brings him a cup of coffee to ask about how his date went?
Somewhere close to 8 out of 10 on that list.
Cool.
But it's you can definitely tell it's not because of you. It's because of his mother.
Yeah, unfortunately, she actually does need to double check this and ask questions. So this will have to be we'll have to deal with the consequences. So on that document, since it's a shipping, it's like information on a shipment. I'm assuming it also has like the invoice and
absolutely, yeah.
And like everything, like all the transit papers and everything for it, especially because it's firearms. So the questions that came up is, one, if it has the transit papers, then it didn't just go from point A to point B immediately. There were like, it's point A, B, C, D, all the way to point G where we're at right now. So they would do checks every point where they would move it from one truck to another or something like that, including like weighing it and stuff. So checking for the shipment, the 10 guns and the 100 gun shipment, about just checking weight throughout the shipment. Is there a discrepancy? Did it get heavier or lighter in any of the like the stop points?
No. Same weight the whole way through.
Same weight the whole way through. Okay. Same weight the whole way through. Then Lucy's going to make note of the weight that's listed there.
Yeah.
For that box.
Yeah,
for
so the
crates.
box of 10 is what you expect, and the box of 100 is what you'd expect. Because it also includes, like, the...
It includes the box and the
box
shipping
and
materials.
all of the shipping material and all of the stuff to keep the guns from falling apart or, you know, getting damaged in transit, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but we're just thinking, like, did a few extra guns come in the shipment and get lost? Like, it wasn't 100 guns, it was 105. And so 5 of them aren't there, you know, but they never were. Or, you know, 11 guns from the west, but only 10 showed up.
No, everything
or,
time-wise
you know,
looks... Everything weight-wise looks
10 guns that came
perfect.
through, and that, well, would she know? Would she know what 100 of those pistols weighs unloaded?
No, she wouldn't.
That's what I mean. So she's making note of it, so she can go to somebody that does know that.
Yeah, so like you write the weights down.
Okay. So we got those. Note of whoever was handling or shipping these, especially the last leg between whatever the like last stop to the Albright shipping warehouse was, like who was the driver, who was the intake like manager, like, you know, who handled the packages, because they'd all be signed off on multiple
Right, yeah.
documents. So she wants to take notes of all those names. Does any of them look familiar or ring a bell or anything like that?
Absolutely not. No, none of them ring any bells. None of them seem familiar. There's names across the list. However, none of them are familiar. The drivers are, well, every couple stops there's a different driver. You know, probably.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I mean. The last leg is what I'm looking at.
The
Is that
last
last
leg
would be.
the names don't ring any bells.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Lucy wouldn't know, but she's gonna write down those in a little, like, you know, pen and paper. Make sure she gets those down. To Ollie, she'll ask about the driver for the 100 gun shipment. I think that's the most likely that where the gun originated from, or at least where I think so. Ask Ollie about the driver for that. Like, they still working? Here?
Oh,
They
Otis,
show up?
yeah. Otis is out in the warehouse right now, getting ready for his next drive out to. Oh, where's he out to? Hang on, and he like flips over a few pages in the inn pamphlet and goes,
Jurisdiction.
Palm Springs, Florida.
And the person who signed off on this, who
Him.
was that? Can I actually make a check to see? Can I roll dice to see if it's actually his mother? That's the reason he doesn't want me to be here. If he's getting kind of weirded out, or
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of like it,
Sure,
like, am I
absolutely.
getting too close to
Absolutely.
something? Here,
You can roll a.
I'm assuming it's the same roll I've been making. Mind questioning.
No, this one will be observation because you're not actually questioning him. You're observing his mood
Ooh.
and presence,
So
and you can feel free to add a
D6.
D12, a D10 to this because of the positive opinion.
Cool. D6, D6, D8, D10.
0 successes.
Now you'd think I didn't roll a high, like base dice because of my rolls here. So I got a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 5.
I mean, you got 3 successes.
Yeah, but not high ones if I'm versing something.
Yeah, he's definitely only standoffish because his mother's here. He's never been like this before, and like he is totally fine with you reading these things and asking questions. Has never changed on that. However, every now and again he hears like steps outside the door, and he immediately goes,
He is very adorable. I am warming to Ollie more and more.
Turns out he did all the killings. Turns out Ollie's the killer.
That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm going towards.
Ollie did all the murdering.
His name is on all the paperwork for the guns, so it's like it's the biggest fucking coincidence ever, or it's a red herring.
He's been talking about the cute girl he likes to his mum. It's adorable.
Okay. I think the last thing, I think the only other thing I can think of on this lead, and maybe, I guess I'll ask if you all think it's the same thing, maybe talk to the driver that's about to leave jurisdiction of the city in case there's anything there that they noticed. Like, did somebody go on the truck before they actually went into the warehouse? Something like that. Is there just something that we just didn't see? Or just missing here? That's what I'm thinking. I can't think of anything else. But I'm willing to hear other options. Red.
I was about to say,
I mean,
I think that might be a good idea, but yeah, that might be a good idea. Honestly, talking to the
even if it's just a quick.
Is the phone number? Is there a registered phone number for where the driver's boarding?
Driver's boarding?
Where they're sleeping right now?
Well, no, they're in the warehouse that she's at right now. They're on the floor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, then they're about ready to get onto a truck and then go to Palm Springs, Florida for a shipment. So that's what I'm thinking, check them before they leave the jurisdiction of the city. In case there's in case they saw something. Not in case they did anything, but just if they saw something. Because if they saw something, then that gives us a lead. It could be an option. That's my only other thought. If there's another thing anybody else has an idea of that I could check while I'm here, the place where the guns came into the city at, which seems like a big deal, but maybe we're making too big of a deal of it. I'm trying to figure it out.
We're trying to see into Mikey's brain, and it's proving difficult.
Yeah.
Talk
And we
to
have a
the driver.
perfect way.
Sorry, I looked too hard.
Yeah.
He saw all the boobs I have in here, and he wasn't.
I mean, why are you going? Nothing surprising.
This is true, yeah. To be fair.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of is going to check, talk to the driver, see what they know, if they know anything or saw anything, and that's it really. Because I can't think of anybody else. Because his name is on all of the paperwork, Ollie's. So. It's the only, and I've asked him everything, and he seems on the up and up. But then again, I roll like shit, so who the fuck knows? About that.
Talk to the driver. At least then we can sort of stop this as either it stays open.
Leave Ollie alone.
It would tie things up, and we can sort of go right. This finishes the lead, or it opens something else up if there was issues on the route that he hasn't talked to management about because he doesn't want to tell people he fucked up or whatever. If it is innocent and if it is suspicious, then hopefully Lucy picks it up.
Yeah, hopefully. That's a big if. Yeah, I think that's going to be the option. And I guess if he's really reticent about talking about something that happened on the route because he's worried about his job, Lucy could do the nuclear option and go there's might be an option for you to get a job for working at the Whittaker-Peirce shipping in industry and getting a job there because she has an in with the owners because she is one of the owners. So yeah. So I think that's what it's gonna be. She's gonna spend some time making sure she's got all the notes about everything, just in case somebody else comes look over these notes and the names mean something to somebody else. But then she'll look over to Ollie and go okay, yeah, this looks great. Sorry for barging in on this and all that. Though before I go, You said the driver for this shipment is here?
Yeah,
They're on
Otis.
the-
He
they're
should
in
be.
the warehouse?
He should be
Yes.
in the coffee break room right now. I think he's getting prepped to finish up his last bit of paperwork and then head out. You want to go talk to him, don't you?
Yes.
Well, I guess I should take you there. Come on. And he folds closed the paperwork, puts it back in the drawer where he found it, and closes it, locks it. Also, for someone has my phone, which is why the lights above me keep changing. They had to borrow my phone, and I was like, "Why the fuck are my lights?" Oh, that's right. I remember. My phone is with someone else right now. So that's why they're currently.
It's a
pink.
lovely shade of purple.
Yeah.
I thought it was overflow from Ollie's embarrassment, but it worked.
It does work. So yes, Ollie takes you downstairs. Let's see if.
To the coffee break room while his mother's on break, so I'm assuming there's a 100% chance she's there, like.
She's there
drinking a cup
talking
of coffee.
away. Yeah, talking away, having her lunch.
So I enter with her son after having a lunch date. We enter together. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. You hear a whispered "I'm so sorry" from Ollie.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
She doesn't. Isabella does not get up to talk to you. She's in the middle of a conversation with somebody else, and
yeah, which is that mom thing where she has we're
Oh,
where
she knows.
Yeah, she does the mom thing, the equivalent of you're in a jet and you get a radar warning that you've been locked onto.
Yep. Lock on detected. Lock on detected.
Missile.
Bail. Bail.
I really want my soundboard to be working through this because I'm gonna hit that button. It'll be up, Jeray.
So
fire.
There's a moment where Ollie is just standing there slightly in shock, but then he goes, "Yeah, Otis is over there," and he points over. There is a boar, quite a heavy set guy, sitting at a desk, filling out some paperwork. Looks like he finished his lunch and is like left that to the side so he can like tidy it all up and put it in a bin when he's finished. But he's currently just filling out some paperwork. You want to go talk to him? I gotta head back up to my office to get some more work done.
You sure you don't want to talk to your mom?
You sure you don't want to talk to my mom?
Ollie, this is a game of chicken, but the thing is that I've played games of chicken. And I'm still here.
That's also kind of racist.
I wasn't going to say anything because, like, that's just what it's called. I play games of Mantis.
Crane? Maybe? I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm not going to open that kettle of fish. Fuck that. Okay. So, he immediately turns and leaves to go back to his office. Otis is sitting there quietly doing his paperwork. Isabella is talking energetically, not necessarily loudly, but there's a lot of energy in how she speaks.
Yeah. We established her archetype is Abuela. Like, very much an outgoing mother. Yeah. Lucy goes over to Otis. And tries to get his attention to speak with him. Just hello.
Hi. Yeah. Sit down.
Hi.
Sorry about the mess.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Hello. My name's Lucy. I'm currently. Okay, now Roach has to figure out how she's going to present this, because technically she has absolutely zero authority to ask anything of this man. There's no legal authority in this. I'm a part of an investigation for some recent altercations that happened at in the city, and shipment you were a part of a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, weeks ago at this point. Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, it seems to possibly be connected to these incidents, and I'm just wanting to get some information relating to it. It was she has them all written down. She lists like the
Oh yeah, that was
date.
he lists everything else on the order, and then it's like, oh yeah, there was also like a box of 10 guns on it, I think. Right?
Yeah.
That's the order, yeah.
Yeah. It
All you need to
also
know.
because this was also the only name you gave me, so I'm assuming he also somehow had something to do with the 100 gun shipment. Came
No,
in from
that driver
West
isn't here.
The driver's not there. Okay, yeah, 10 gun then. Specifically, I'm just trying to see, was there anything out of the ordinary that happened about this shipment?
He thinks for a moment. No, nothing.
So can I?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mind.
Mind questioning?
Well, you're more trying to discern if he's lying or not. So mind observation.
Mind observation. Cool. Okay, so
You
D6,
don't get any bonus
D6.
die for opinion here.
Yeah, D6, D6, D8.
Yeah.
I don't get the D10.
No.
But then again, the D10 hasn't rolled above a 5 since I've been rolling it. So.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Cool. I still haven't rolled above a 5 though. 2 successes. There's
Nice.
2 5s and a 3.
He's 100% telling the truth. He is telling all the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and so swear he God.
Okay. So nothing. Okay. All
He
right.
didn't notice anything weird about the order when he was delivering it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like for my curiosity during Columbo right now. By the way, so when you bring in a shipment here, after you bring in the truck and it's being unloaded, how long are you actually like there for after you sign off?
Once I sign off and the truck's keys are handed off, I'm off the hook.
You're off the hook. Okay.
Yeah. So I
So that-
stopped up here. I would make sure I'm parked in the bay they want me to park in. I would, open up the bay doors of the truck. I would then hand off my keys and I would be done.
Okay. And so that night, how much of the shipment from your truck was unloaded by the time you had signed off and given the keys over?
None of it. The guys were
None
kind
of
of
it.
backed up that day. I was in a rush. I had to get home for an anniversary, so I decided to I handed off my keys and was like, all right, I'll see you later.
So the truck was sitting there loaded, but without you observing it. For some
Yeah,
amount
it
of
was
time
like
before it was unloaded.
if I remember correctly, who was it? Supervisor name. Christ, who was it again? Was it Jeremy or was it George? No, it was George. It was 100% George because George is a porcupine and you can kind of find his quills stuck in things when he's around. And I remember walking past the door and seeing a quill stuck in it. So it was George.
George, the porcupine.
If you look
Okay.
around the room, you don't see a porcupine in the
Yeah.
room right now.
Didn't think so. Is that? I could have sworn. That's gonna probably. I could have sworn we encountered something to deal with a porcupine previously. Is that? Is that me thinking that? Or is that not actually been a thing? Have we had any notes or anything come up about a porcupine in our?
I remember a porcupine, but I do not remember where from.
Oh, I remember
seems-
porcupine too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So porcupine, that. Now we could just be profiling here based on species. So that is, there is a porcupine involved somewhere, but we don't know why or how. So let's not think about that. So the person managing the floor that day was George the porcupine. The driver wasn't there when the shipment was unloaded. So he was gone by that point because the truck was sitting there. They were backed up. To me, that seems like an opening.
Yeah, to me, if somebody knew the guns were on there, that feels like an opening. It sounds like it wasn't just because just bringing 10 guns from out west is an absolute waste of truck. But
yeah, so it was a part of another larger shipment that was just like a miscellaneous
but if they knew
thing.
they were there, that might be I mean, it'd be easy enough and quick enough for someone to hop on, grab what they want, hop back off again without issue.
Backed up,
because it's a busy
shipping,
place as well.
Yeah, backed up shipping warehouse. Everybody's kind of like trying to catch up on things. Nobody's paying attention to the one person going onto the truck, especially if they're a manager.
It's the shipping yard. It's the yards and it's the docks where things fall off the back of lorries. It's not on the way. It's when they get there.
Yeah.
What are the two gangs that have had the least deaths again?
It's the Gautiers and the Muldoons.
Are any of the Gautiers or Muldoons staff here?
Or actually, a better question. What area does this warehouse sit in? Whose area does this warehouse sit in?
I mean, it's a great question. This area of the city is fairly affluent, so probably the Gauthiers. They're a more higher class criminal, I suppose, would be the way to put it.
Okay. And so the manager on shift that night when you signed off, what was it? They were George
Brandy. Yeah.
George Brandy, Porcupine. They're not working today, are they?
They are.
They are.
Yep. Yeah, George is working. He's I think he's just started his shift. I think he's doing a late shift today.
Late shift today. Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you for that information. You've helped a lot. Good luck on your. I'm told you're going out east.
Yeah, I'm headed out to Florida. Should be fun.
Yeah, no, it's nice out there, so you'll probably enjoy it.
Nice. Well, thanks for the chat.
Yeah. Bye. She gets up and she so he's working a late shift, so he'd be on the floor.
Yeah, he's on the floor right now.
She is a visitor here. She has no authority to go anywhere in this building.
But you know who's in the same room as you?
Is
Someone
the
who has
wife
the
of the owner.
Yeah. Someone who has the authority.
Which means I can get a tour. Which means I have to endure.
I love doing this. This is so fun.
This better fucking pay off. This man better have had something to do with this. If this is a red fucking herring, I'm gonna strangle you next time we meet.
I am enjoying the third-hand cringe very much, so I don't care.
You're like,
Cool.
You know what? I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a sinking feeling of Lucy just kisses. Oh.
Damn shit.
Yeah, so she goes over to Isabella.
She's still talking. Still having a right old gander.
Is it in English? Or is it or is she having a like one of those like, you know, gossip chats where most of the people in the room can't understand it, so that's where
It's
that's
in English.
why it's happening.
It's in English, but it is a gossip chat all the same.
Cool. Yeah, I think she does. I think she kind of goes up and does that thing where she's like she knows one person in the conversation, so she's like kind of, you know, becomes a passive participant in it until she's acknowledged.
So they're talking more. Hang on. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. See you later.
No worries. Cool. I have my phone back now, so I can actually control my lights in my room. So
They're getting lights. Getting new desks with under lights.
oh, nice. So yes, they're talking about a radio drama that they've been listening to. Very much into that. There's a bit of back and forth between like Isabella and one of the other people at the table who are talking about like, will they, won't they? She thinks that like the main love interest is bad for the main character, and you know, it's very like, it's very what you'd expect from gossiping people in this era. And then after a while they kind of go, oh, and Isabella goes, hey, how was lunch?
Lovely.
Oh.
It was lovely. We went to blank. I forgot the name of the place.
yes. Good place. I've been there before with my husband. It's a very nice place.
It is very nice. Yeah, I just I didn't want to impose.
No, go ahead. Is there something I can do for you?
Well, maybe. I was so curious about where Ollie works.
Oh boy. Oh, and you see her face light up?
Yeah, I was wondering, can I if I'm not imposing or if I'm not being too much of a bother, if I could possibly maybe get a tour of it. It's just so interesting.
There's a big beaming smile on her face, and she goes, yeah, I know Ollie had to go back to work, but I'll help you out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And she puts down her empty cup, like, and washes it out real quick and puts it like back where all the cups are, and then goes, yeah, sure, let's head out on the floor first. I can show you like the simple stuff, because the office is the small things, you know. It's just kind of what you've seen. It's a receptionist, like, she just goes, yeah,
I couldn't possibly
area.
understand most of it. Yeah,
it's so simple, you know. It's just the reception area, and there's like a couple offices upstairs. It's not really worth the time. The fun stuff is out here.
I'm waiting for the
and this is a
background questions to come.
Possibly. Roach is very uncomfortable right now.
I already hate dealing with my own family, so thinking about being being forced to interact with a partner's family, like impromptu, is like quite literally, it's crawling in my skin at this point.
These wounds, they will not heal.
I already, like, when I was dating, like, my last ex, like, I already avoided, like, the areas of, like, the state that their family were in. It's like, I tried staying out of that county. I didn't want that happening.
Fair. So,
I learned their shifts at the local Walmart, so I could stay away from her mother. It was like, I don't need her to see me buying my groceries.
Fair.
So
Fair.
cool.
Yeah. The immediate sort of thing is like she brings you out into the floor. Big machinery. Trucks are all being maintained. There's a few replacement parts being put in. There's a new tire being put on one. There's one truck that's been like, it's been suspended from the ceiling by like these big chains as the entire rear axle is replaced.
Wow.
Yeah, big job that. She's like, yeah, this is where all like the fun stuff happens. If you ask the boys, this is where all of the maiming and dismemberment happens, because it's the 1920s. This is where all, like, you know, the parts are replaced.
What's OSHA?
Oh, what's OSHA? I don't know. Fuck OSHA. All my friends die on the job.
Who said OSHA? The Pinkertons want to talk to you.
Oh God. Pinkertons. What? There is, like, you know, she points out, like, you know, there's a few people working on the machinery, and she's like, you know, Ollie said that you're really into, like, automobiles, so I think this would be interesting to you, you know. And she's like pointing out, you know, this giant engine block that makes Bucephalus' engine look tiny. It's just this massive hunk of cast, like, iron. That's huge.
Actually, it wouldn't. Because that's the thing about the Dusselberg Model J, is the fact that a truck, like a lorry in this period of time, is essentially a modified, normal commercial vehicle. So they'd be like a 4-cylinder, Like they'd be a 4-cylinder with like a reinforced axle and like chassis, so the engines wouldn't actually be that much on there, which is why they're basically made out of wood and stuff. Like basically they compensate for the fact is that the body is made out of fucking plywood, so they can carry more.
Yeah.
So actually, it's
big engine block.
Yeah. Hers is like an actual large vehicle because it's a straight 6.
So there's this big, 4-cylinder straight engine block that's been pulled out of the truck to replace some spark plugs and check cables and check like the flywheel, any sort of stuff like that. Check
just to assert herself
things.
in this, I think she immediately points something out they missed. It's like, oh yeah, you should check that plug right there. That's the issue. Like she points it out, like.
And they lean over and go, "Oh, thanks."
Just blow down that. Yeah, just blow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And she's like leading you through this, and then I would like you to make a mind observation roll.
Cool. Mind ops roll.
Mind
Cool.
ops. Mind ops.
Mind ops. Mind ops sounds like a discount 2010. It's like a
sounds like a
spy
COD
game.
a COD
Mind
campaign.
ops.
Yeah.
Or like
It's the sequel
a
to Cold War.
multiplayer season.
Sequel to Cold War, that one.
Hey, cool! I got the highest on one of the die, so 6, 5, and a 2.
As you're walking towards like the big storage area, you see who you assume to be George Brandy. He is a short, thin, not really fitting into his suit very well. Porcupine who's carrying a clipboard and wearing.
Guy is like willing to take the money from a.
No, he just looks like a normal
organized
dude who's a
crime.
bit skinny, and he's like writing in his clipboard, like checking stuff down.
Okay. See, the thing is that Roach doesn't know how she's gonna get away from this woman to then question that. So this is where you take in the shipments and unload them to then load into your point-to-point to like areas in town where you take it where you have orders coming in, and then immediately realizes the fact that she's portraying way too much internal information about the actual business side of things. So this is where you unload trucks.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. You have a very organized setup here. You have a very looks like a very organized operation you have here. I'm assuming like that's a lot down to like your warehouse managers that you have working.
Oh yeah. And she like raises her hand and goes, "Hey, Georgie," and Georgie like turns around and goes, "Oh, hey, Miss Albright."
Albright.
Yeah. He walks over. "What can I do for you?" And he's just got the notebook. He got the notepad like next to his chest. Just looks like a normal, average, everyday dude. Doesn't have, dark bangs under his eyes. Doesn't look like he's been sleeping poorly. Sort of looks okay. Looks like a normal, everyday dude.
Not guilty, definitely.
Not guilty. No.
Not guilty. So definitely knows what he's doing. Doesn't care about what he's doing.
Possibly. See, if you want to take it that way, it's possible for sure.
I'm accusing him no matter what because we're getting something fucking out of this trip.
A lot of cringe.
Yeah.
That's all that's needed.
Just the next.
Cringe.
There's like a.
It
smash
feels like
cut.
I'm being like. It's just like I'm being punished for something.
There's just a smash cut to like the not so subtle foreshadowing memes thing where it's Lucy beating the piss out of this poor man because he doesn't have anything to tell her, and she's like, "I suffered through so much to get to this fucking point. How fucking dare you not
You're
commit
telling
crimes?"
me you didn't commit a crime.
Yeah, you're telling me you're innocent. How fucking dare you?
Hi. Shakes
Hi.
his hand.
He shakes your hand back.
Well, Lucy, yeah. No, I was just saying that this is a very well-run operation you have here.
Oh well, thank you. We do our best. Everything's constantly in motion, but we've managed to figure some things out.
Yeah, no, it's very well run. And there, I'll definitely have to write some things down when I get back home. No, I just wanted to compliment you. Now she knows his face, and she knows his name, and first and last names. Now she has face and name, which is important. And she doesn't have the ability to ask him questions right now. Though,
George,
without,
where
like,
do you live? Do you have a wife and kids?
I mean, he looks like he's in a well-paid position. He looks somewhat affluent. He doesn't, or not affluent, but he looks like definitely middle class. He is not like, he doesn't live near a railroad because he looks like he gets a full night's sleep. So,
Does he have any pins or cufflinks?
oh, good, yeah, that.
Make a mind observation with a negative D20. No, just a mind observation.
Okay, I'm gonna use luck.
Sure.
So I'm gonna read up how that works.
I can tell you. So if there's any dice that you don't like, you can re-roll them, but it only works sort of once per session.
Yeah, once per session.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Thinking this is the best option I've got. So I'm going to take the D8 that rolled a 1.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going
You
to
can re-roll
ignore.
multiple dice.
Cool. Then I'm going to take the other D6 that rolled a 1 and the D6 that rolled a 1, and I'm going
You
to
rolled
go
a
ahead and
critical
re-roll.
failure.
You fluffed it.
Oh my goodness. I'm impressed.
I told you. It's not rolling well. This is why she just drives. Because she just gets a shitload of dice for the driving. That's the other reason.
It's about family, Dom.
Family.
Oh no.
Did you do it again, Roach?
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I think she did.
No.
We need pictures so it didn't happen.
No. It's not the exact same roll. I swear. There's a 4. There's a 1 4. The rest are 1s. So...
Oh no.
That's worse.
That's kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
So I got a 4. I got 1 success and a 3 dice.
To be fair, these shitty rolls are, roleplay wise, absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Could not be better, honestly.
So that's 1 success,
You're
Mikey.
standing with your fuck buddy's mom,
Yep.
trying to get information out of the warehouse manager.
Just
Well,
wanna
also
point
not-
out, I never thought I'd ever get to the day where I'd hear Red Moogle use the term "fuck buddy."
Well, what can I say, you know? Tabletop role-playing games bring out the best and or worst in us.
I'm gonna point out the fact that this was a throwaway character in the first session that we had a funny interaction with. And now their whole family has turned into a plot critical section of it. to fuck with me. Is what it feels like. So yeah,
it's working.
It's a 4. So I got 1 success.
Right, you got 1 success.
What pins do they have on their fucking body?
They have no lapel pins, so they're not wearing anything on
Okay.
their chest. They are wearing.
Is there a fish on their cufflink?
They have a fish tattooed on their face. What? No.
Yeah.
So on both cuffs, it's just a plain black button.
Cool. That's not indicative of any of the gangs.
Nope.
Awesome. I'm glad I spent the luck on that.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but it's funny.
I'm laughing too, so I don't cry. Awesome. So I'm gonna go with my first instinct on this. So I'm gonna let him go because I think that's best, so that we can interrogate him later extrajudicially to get some information.
And you can also have a cry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was no. Thank you. Should shake his head again, just because I don't want to impose or anything. I was just commenting on that.
No worries. Thanks. It's nice to hear.
congratulate you.
And he will say, "All right, I gotta get back to work. Nice seeing you, Miss Albright. Nice meeting you, Miss Lucy. I will be headed back to work." And he heads back to whatever he was doing. He's checking off inventory on an order that just came in.
Cool. Also, just expect constantly scanning faces in the warehouse.
Sure.
Anybody that looks like, because they're not going to wear name tags, 1920s. But like anybody
me a
that looks
mind
somewhat
obs.
familiar. Fucking hell, man. Mikey.
All I want to see is 3 1s again.
The statistical likelihood, the statistical likelihood of me rolling 3 1s, then re-rolling those and getting only a single success out of that, and 2 another ones.
You've rolled
So
5
incredible.
1s on 6 dice.
I've rolled more 1s than that today.
That's true.
Point out,
In the last 2 minutes, you've rolled.
I got 1 success. That's an 8. The rest, the others are 2s on the 2d6.
There's an improvement. It's an improvement.
It's an-
Mage, do 2 push-ups.
There's an
Go on.
improvement. This
It's 2s.
is why I don't fucking. This is why I never suggested I didn't volunteer Lucy to do anything relating to the actual investigation. She was supposed to drive. I thought this was gonna be a lot more like Lucy, like the first campaign. Cool.
It
Yes,
would
that's
be
what
weird if we talked to Ollie.
I know. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying this is why she did everything she could to get Ace onto that beach trip, so that she can question Ollie, because she's better at this. Yeah.
So you got 1
So
success.
I got an 8, which is a success on the
Cool.
just the constant observation
Cool,
on
yeah.
faces in case anybody.
So
pops
as you
out
look around, first of all, hang on, I need to rub my eyes because I'm fucking. Oh my god. As you look around, there we
What
go.
fucking happens? The goddamn gravy bath.
The gravy bath. God, that's a fucking callback.
That's a fucking callback.
That's a deep wrinkle one. That one.
That's early Ellendor Chronicles.
It is. So, as you're looking around, you're trying to keep an eye out for faces or features you recognize. Initially, no one really catches your eye. After a few scans, however, you do spot someone who you for sure recognize. It's the Lombardi runner. Currently working on unloading some stock in the warehouse.
You mean David, the goat?
Yeah, David is here.
Okay. All right. This is getting worthwhile, unless this is also going nowhere. But that's a concrete link. She logs that. There's no organic way at this point to talk to him.
Like David, and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah, and also like then like Isabella would go like, "What? You know him?" So,
You know him?
yeah, so I'm definitely not doing that. But she's logged that, and hopefully he doesn't recognize her as well.
Cool.
And yeah, go through the rest of that. I'm assuming truncated tour.
Yeah. There's not much
being
else to
as-
see.
Being as
It's a large
proactive in
warehouse.
terms of like engaging with her as possible, being nice, trying
Yeah.
to be diplomatic and everything, being very non-committal with any answer. But
She
specific
doesn't.
as she can.
She tries to ask you some maybe like background questions, but you're immediately like, "What about this thing?" And like, it's you.
If
manage
it comes
get
down
through
to
with
it,
nothing.
she'll give hints of the fact that yeah, no, my family also work in shipping. Like
Yeah,
stuff
no,
like that.
there's-
basically
you don't
exactly what
even-
she said.
You don't even get to that point. Like you're on point with these deflections. Like you're full on like casting shield every 5 seconds. Just nope, not hitting me.
Ha!
Nope.
Ha! Ha! Cool. And yeah, or also like because she's somewhat interested, she'll because she has the newspaper clippings or the newspaper about her vehicle and everything. Just like deflect that, and just goes, oh yeah, take a look at this. This is what we went to the beach, kind of thing. Just something to deflect her from questioning about past things, more present stuff. So do that, get to the end of that, and then do the whole before I can be offered food, beverages, or somewhere to sit. I was like, I gotta go. Unfortunately, this went much longer than I intended. I do have some work. I'm working.
Oh,
with some
okay, yeah. No,
individuals
she
in
nods
town,
and goes,
so
of course, yeah, no worries.
Gotta go ahead and deal with that. So I'm definitely over on my time. So thank you for that. It's been lovely seeing you. And
Yeah, let me get. I'm going. Bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, she doesn't try to hold you back. She's like, okay, yeah, sure, bye, and she has to go back to her job, obviously. So
yeah.
yes,
hopefully
you get out of there alive.
Hopefully the best result of this is that she goes to Ollie and goes like, I don't like her. Don't see her again. Then this ends.
No, she likes you.
Fuck.
Yes.
That's the next night that we're out together. It's just like, so she wants you over for dinner. I can't say
Help.
no.
If I say no, she will kill me. I require you to come over for dinner. So you get out of there and you survive the cringe. Congratulations.
Yeah, I peel out of that parking lot and I head right for Bullet's office because I have a lead. A lead. There's a connection. There's a connection there. This was worth something. It took us a while, and it wasn't the initial reason we go there, and we had no reason to know that was going to be there, but we found it.
We said we were going to meet at the diner, just to remind her.
She tours immediately to the diner.
Cool.
Part way because
Cool.
she's flustered.
She was like, back to Bullet's place. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely almost like knocks out like a carriage. It's being pulled by a horse or something.
Yeah.
Or being pulled by a fucking, I don't know, whatever we
Large insectoid creature.
A giant beetle.
Yeah. Midge and Bullet, what are you two doing?
Do you remember?
No, it was like 2.5 hours ago.
Okay. Would you like me to remind you?
I think we're gonna go set up a meeting with the Pillar Gang, right?
Meeting with Pillar Gang, then gonna try and figure out who the cop was that was leaving with.
Right. Yes.
Wilbur. Lead on, oh budgie of budgies.
I'll take the lead on the Pillar Gang stuff. However, I probably shouldn't go within, 30 yards of a police station. So if that's a requirement, let's have you take point there.
Okay.
It just
Makes my wings itch.
Yeah, it doesn't behoove my line of work.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go make a phone call to Slim. What was the name I gave?
Yeah,
the
Slim. Slim was the name you gave. Yeah.
There we are. Slim. Yeah, I'm gonna go give a phone call to Slim and the Pillar Gang and tell him.
So
I
you
wanna
give Slim a call.
speak
Slim's
to his
available,
manager.
as he always is. Picks up and goes, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
I'm gonna need to sit down with one of your managers.
Let me check his schedule, and you hear the turning of paper. He got time. Let's see. This evening at 10. That's the earliest if you need to talk to him right now.
This evening at 10 would be fine. I'm saying that out loud and nodding towards the PI.
So is Jake okay with the meeting at 10? Because that's what is being insinuated here.
I'm guessing so.
10. Yeah. I mean, I'm taking the lead from you on this one, mate.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that'll be fine. Don't want to push it. I don't want us to seem like super eager and then flake. So.
No, it works. We can do that.
Okay. So should we swing Detective Woods first, and because I take it we're not near 10, right?
No.
Or
No.
Okay, let's swing Detective
Given Lucy
Woods.
left at lunchtime, I'm going to say it's probably a little bit later than that. It's probably like closer to 2 p.m. maybe.
Okay. So if we I'm trying to work out how I am best utilized if you're going into a police station, or are you not going into a police station with this?
I'm not going into the police station because I don't trust the police. I got a copper that was seen right with the murder victim, and every lead they have given me has turned into a dead end.
That would yeah, okay, then I should be able to help.
Yeah, so I was going to get to like a local park or something like that and call the detective and suggest that they come out to meet me at their park.
Okay. Sure. We can work that.
And you would be my associate, Gerald.
I will pick out a dark set of clothing that, not like as in I'm gonna be stealthing in a corner, as in like
blending into the background.
Yeah, more just like dark grey suit, a hat to cover the eyes, kind of. Pick up a newspaper, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll listen in because I'm quite a perceptive bird.
All right, cool. So I call Detective Woods.
Sure, you give Detective Woods a call. Detective Woods.
It's Jake Bullet.
Oh, Mr. Bullet. Been a while.
Yeah, we are. Been busy. I understand you're being busy too.
Yeah, pretty busy, all things considered.
Well, a certain shooting at a reputable club. I've been looking into it on a non-law enforcement person's behest. I think we need to talk.
Right. You got a place? A time?
Emerald Park?
I can do that. When?
I'm there now.
I don't have any... Yeah, I can be there in like 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll stand near the fountain.
Okay, I'll be right there. And the phone goes dead. Well, 20 minutes later, cop shows up. He's in his uniform. Sees you at the fountain. You see him. Lyndon, you for sure make him. The second you spot him, you can spot a cop a mile away. And Jake is standing relatively close to you guys, to you at the bench, but not close enough that it would be suspected that you might be listening in. Detective Woods approaches and goes, "What can I do for you?"
So, we've been investigating on the behest of the owner of the Amethyst Eye. And something's come up that I'm hoping you can answer.
Right.
Seems like our victim, Wilbur, left the Amethyst Eye with a cop.
Yeah, that's known. Yeah.
Okay, and the name of that cop is? Because no one seems to know.
Oh, Wesley Trones.
You having any problems with Wesley?
No more than you'd expect.
And what happened to Wesley after leaving the club?
He's been on patrol. just.
No, I mean
day?
literally as he left the club.
Oh, he was there. He was part of the crew who helped secure the area. He then filled out a report. I got a copy of it here if you want to read it.
I would.
He hands it to you.
From where I'm standing, can I try and
Infer?
gauge this cop's intent? Are they being cagey?
Yeah, sure. That would be a mind obs.
Mind obs coming right up.
I'll take one mind obs, please. One order of mind obs, please.
Is that both of us?
Yeah, you can make one as well if you want. One success.
One success. A 6, a 3, and a 3. I rolled a 6 on my D8, a 3 on my D10, and a 3 on my D12.
Hold on, I'm trying to get into my gear.
You got 2 successes. Cool.
Cool.
Cool. So, in the case of Lyndon, cops are almost always trying to hide something in your mind. They've almost always got an angle or an edge or something that makes them, they usually never do anything for the sake of it. They usually want something out of you if they're willing to work with someone who isn't a cop. This guy seems on the up and up, but you're sure at some point he's going to pull some sort of, I need a favor, or I want you to do something for me, something out of his
He's
background.
angling for...
He's angling for
his own
something.
info.
Yeah. Jake, you've worked with Woods before. Back in Vietnam.
Vietnam? What?
Yeah. Woods.
What?
Vietnam. Yeah.
We're in the-
Forward in
I got
Vietnam.
it, don't worry.
Thanks, Rival. At least you got the joke.
Oh, Christ.
Woods.
Didn't
You look
know-
like hammered shit, Woods.
I didn't know your last name was Bowman.
Jake Bowman Bullet.
I thought it
So
was Mason. Sorry.
you might be Mason.
Yeah.
Numbers. What did they mean?
Numbers. What do I mean?
There's some random CIA dude who puts on a pair of shades.
I feel like Black Ops comes up every single game.
Black Ops is so good.
Somehow.
Right. So you have worked with Woods before, and you're entirely sure that he is going to ask you for something. You don't know what, but he has approached this before. Probably the reason why he said it would take him 20 minutes to get here when his office is like 5 minutes that way is because he wanted to get something to show to you so he would get something back in return. That's just how he operates.
Do we have anything I can give him?
I mean, I'm sure you can figure something out. You also don't know what he wants yet, to be fair.
We could give him the location of the pillar still.
Yeah. What about the pin?
Yeah, do they have the pin info?
Which pin?
The pin we found at Benoit's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's two
We
pins.
found
There's
two
the...
pins. The wing pin, the line pin.
So about the Lombardi pin, the police actually told you about that first because they were wondering if you knew anything about it.
Okay, so the wing pin.
That's the wing pin, yeah.
So he hands you over the report. The report is concise. It's truthful. He says he was there meeting with a friend. No particular details as to why he was there or what the friend's particular interest was, but he says, I was there with a friend at a social gathering. We were going to finish up for the night, and my friend was shot. I then took up my police duties and proceeded to attempt to control the situation and blah 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 blah. You know, the usual sort of cop speak that they have in these sort of things. And you guys remember him being there, and you don't remember seeing him after the shot happened up until when more police officers arrived. For like a solid 5 minutes, you don't remember seeing that cop there. That could just be him covering his own ass, because he could be a coward, but, you know.
Well, turnabout's fair play. Would you like the location of a pillar still?
He kind of goes, yeah, that'd be good.
I give him the address to find it. And it's like, you'll see a set of stairs off to one side, next to a building. You have to pay attention to see them. Lead you straight down to the front door. Still there.
Yeah, so he writes this stuff down and is like, yeah, that sounds great. That's a good piece of information.
Well, I've got one more piece of information you might want if you've got something to share.
What are you looking into? Is there anything in particular you need from me?
Let's just say every time I've come to the police, not you, just the police, everything that I've been given has been dead end. So I've had to find my information through good old-fashioned hard work and my team. Just strange I'm calling him a team.
But
it's not an accusation, it's an observation.
Well, it's a hell of an observation.
But
usually work
during our investigations, do you know anything about the syndicates?
Haven't heard that in a while. I know there was one out west that I've heard from. Heard from some district attorneys out there about, you know, people getting in a lot of trouble with some new people out there who formed up, and nothing really else, to be honest. I've heard some rumors from some friends who ended up in Carolina that they have some inkling of another syndicate, but they're unsure if they're from Carolina or if they're from somewhere else.
North Carolina keeps coming a lot.
As for your information from your police sources, if I remember correctly, you work with Jenny, right? Mostly?
I have.
Jenny's a good cop, but I'll stick my nose around and see if I can find anything.
Well, in return, we found a winged pin which seems to be linked to one of the syndicates, either the East Syndicate or the West. We're not entirely sure which one yet.
The Wing Syndicate is Lombardi.
Oh, sorry, the lion pin, sorry.
Oh, and he sort of tilts his head. All right, can I see the pin?
I have it. Pull it out of my pocket.
He takes a look at it and goes, he like flicks it. It's real silver. And then he like taps the gem. I think that's real. Shit's expensive.
Very.
And he hands it back to you. Well, that's good information. Thanks again, Jake.
No problems. Should think we're keeping up in line. Hand him my card. You ever need me?
Got it.
Carefully turn away, walk away, waiting for my friend to join me.
Mm-hmm. I give it a moment. I put down the newspaper, and I walk over as well. You get anything?
Only they seem to be as clueless as we are. But he didn't like that cops might be involved. Jumped straight to accusation when all I said was that the info we'd been given wasn't panning out. I saw the cops report who left with them, give him the name. There's a hole in it that no one seems to have mentioned. That would be enough time to get down to the end of the street, store the gun, and come back without anyone really being any aware. I think we take a deeper look into him.
I'm inclined to agree. Either he's in on it, or he saw something and doesn't want to say.
He could have been taken to one side and told to shut his mouth.
Yeah, we need to find this guy.
You shake your trees, I'll shake mine. Meanwhile, let's go meet up with the rest of the diner.
Yep. I hail a cab.
Okay.
To the diner!
Get diddle-diddle-doo, and you get to the diner. Everyone's there, ready and rearing for information. You can sense the secondhand cringe radiating from Lucy.
The foxes always sweat that much.
Don't have sweat glands.
And why you damp?
That thing where she dunked or something, like a bucket of rainwater or something.
I've talked to Mr. Joe, and he's happy for me to take a couple of weeks away.
Alright. Where is he?
He's out back.
I go to see Mr. Joe and give him the equivalent of 2 weeks' wages.
I'm not going to argue with it.
Well, I'm paying for her, but he's also out of pocket because he's losing a staff member.
That's true. He does need to get someone in to cover her for 2 weeks. So yeah, he'll
Exactly.
take it as a cover payment, so he's fine with that.
You just got another employee for 2 weeks. For free.
Basically. Mate, people
Tax-free.
need work.
Tax free.
If it, you can get a kid in if it's June's, but so I don't know when summer holidays would be. But
That's true.
You think all the kids are in school in this day and age?
That's true.
fair and
Fair and true. Okay, so yeah, you guys are all in the
Laws
diner,
on what they used to be.
ready for your information exchange.
So I got a meeting tonight with the pillars.
We have a connection with the Albrights to this whole thing. I
Interesting.
relay the name.
the Lombardi fella.
Yes. I saw him working on the floor at the warehouse. And the shipment with the guns that came from Cali was on a night where they were backed up and the truck sat unattended for a time.
Oh well, someone sneaky could just sneak in there.
Or somebody who works there could have snuck in there without being looked at, because it's a truck in the middle of the shipping warehouse during a busy period when they're trying to catch up on orders. So that's a connection. I have nothing to corroborate that other than the fact that they were there. We didn't know that previously.
Well, when I was talking to Mr. Everard, I had a bit of a brainwave because Miss Viola and Mr. Laporte, they're each other's alibi. So if they're in it together, they're just lying. Mr. Benoît, from what Mr. Everard said he had ruled those guys out because they'd been together for a while. But that, it just kind of clicked him up as well. Maybe they're not so innocent.
Well, we found out that the cop who walked out with our victim gave a full report. There with friends, having a good time, left the building, helped sort everything out, but there's 5 minutes where he's unaccounted for.
That's a chunk of time during a murder.
Yeah. I think we got a lot more questions, but we're gonna have to look into that cop. Did Everard manage to get anything, or is he just completely blank slate?
I think he bumped his head when he went.
Damn.
He tried his best, and I gave him your card.
Oh, that reminds me. Where's my beef jerky gone?
I brought you another packet. You know me, I gotta feed everyone.
What?
I said to Mr. Everard as well, once he's out, that he wants to come help. He's more than
That, Lombardi.
Mr. Laporte?
Mr. Bullet, I wonder if you can find out if he has a rap sheet and who his arresting officers might have been.
I don't see why not.
If
I'll
anyone's
take care
gonna
of
be able
that
to-
next week.
If anyone in a gang's gonna be able to pressure someone from a side of authority.
What is
they're probably
interesting,
gonna
though,
have,
what is
some
interesting,
such.
though, Miss Lucy, is I thought he was in hiding from the police, but he's still working?
Gotta pay the bills.
Apparently, nobody seemed to be like paying attention to him. He was just another worker. Either they don't know, or
he has a twin.
he has a twin. Either way, still, it's more than we had previously. So that's an angle, and we know where he works now. So also, if we need to talk to him, we have multiple ways of getting hold of him and questioning him.
Looks like we made some progress.
Yeah. Though if anybody is going to go question him, it needs to be somebody else.
Oh, you seem to have an in with him.
No, I don't.
Miss Lucy, you look awful pink.
I'm bad at this. I'm bad at this. When I mean go talk to him, I don't mean to go talk to him in the building. Go talk to him like when he's leaving or something, when he's something like away from there.
I don't even know what this guy looks like.
He's a goat.
He's a goat. Also, there's a porcupine that works there, and we had information on a porcupine. So I'm not exactly sure if that was just a coincidence or, but I remember
There's a lot
three
of porcupines out.
of us remember a porcupine coming up inside of this investigation. So we just don't remember exactly the specifics. So it could just be a random generator. It could be the fact that the random NPC generator that Mikey is using sped out a porcupine twice. But it could also be the fact that this is connected. That way we have a two-pronged connection in this location. Like a worker who has a connection with the gang, and then the boss who's being paid off, the manager who also comes up somewhere else. I'm just saying, I give the information and saying I can identify them because I got up close with them and I have their face. memory. So, that's the thing.
Mikey, as this is my diner, just quickly, is there anyone odd in the diner today or paying particular attention to us?
No.
Oh. Do you want me to come along to the pillar meeting as well? Or is there something else you want me to do this evening?
I think it should just be me and a friend here. Don't want to put you in harm's way, miss. Spend the night with your mother.
I'll do just that.
I wonder if the doctor's found anything.
We'll talk with them tomorrow. Need to make sure he looks in on his friends. See what they found out.
I take it you are, but are you packing?
I don't answer stupid questions.
Most of my stuff's at the hotel, so not really packed.
That's not quite what he meant, Miss Lucy.
There's an audible like clack of my beak. Like... You should be allowed.
I also have protection.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, the amount of deaths starting to spiral up, tensions are going to be high if we're going to a gang meet. You might want to make sure it's somewhere they don't necessarily pat down right away, or you make it obvious and let them know and see how they take it. But
I'm trying to hide mine. I think that's it for the. I think that's it for the.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah,
anything else is gonna keep us going, and
no, I mean we got like 3 minutes, so unless you guys want to like sit here and talk shit for 3 minutes, I think we're good.
I
So
think that's it.
with that, that'll be the end of the session. So I'd like to give a quick shout out to everyone around the table here with me. So quick shout out to Midgeman. You can find him on Twitch and YouTube at Midgeman. You can also find him on Blue Sky at Midgeman. You can find Rival and Red at RivalzoneGaming on YouTube and Twitch. They stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They also do member streams during the week too. You can find them here swearing, which is the only place where you will find them swearing, which is the great bit about being here.
Tuesday language.
Fuck
Tuesday
buddy.
language. Fuck buddy. Fuck buddy. Oh shit.
Just hear them swearing. Fuck, buddy. It's it's like when a toddler has been taught a new word that they're not allowed to say. They keep saying it. That's exactly the vibe right there.
Okay, well, after that, we have Roach, Commissar Roach. You can find her on Blue Sky, YouTube. You can find them everywhere. You can find nerdy stuff, including 3D printing, apparently, if you wouldn't mind showing off the object you 3D printed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's a sword.
That's a power sword. It's a
Warhammer.
Former 40k power sword. So yes, you can find them doing all sorts of nerdy shit around. And we usually have Utari Onzo here who you can find on YouTube, and you can join his Discord where you can talk more about nerdy stuff, mainly Warhammer, funnily enough. Seems to be a bit of a thread among my friends. But that'll be it. So thank you guys for showing up today, for being here with me, and for
Also
everyone at
watch
home.
Mikey's
Thanks
stuff.
for watching. You can watch you can feel free to watch my stuff if you like it. You don't have to.
Yeah, Mikey's got a really good Twitch channel. Like he streams a lot. Like watch it.
Well, yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, see you later, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.